lost to the war, shot me dead. I was lost and I said to the voices in my head, I'm gonna get up again. I'm gonna get up to another day. I'm not giving up again. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna get up again. I'm gonna get up to another day. I'm not giving up again. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna get up again. Look into my eyes. My heart beats like a drum. You listen to my lies. Love is far to come. Your love is far. Running at the speed of light, kissing under city lights. Calls me in this morning time, but it just goes on. Running at the speed of light, kissing under city lights. Calls me in this morning time, but it just goes on. Gotta get up again. I'm gonna get up to another day. I'm not giving up again. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna get gonna get up like it.
Hi, everybody.
Stop! Waving your hands.
Wave the hands. Wave hands. Wave hands. Welcome to Geek Fortress. I'm Coleman. This is
Texas.
We're coming back to you from Geek Fortress. We're skimming some sweet, sweet, sweet modern, in the words of TJ. All right, and then, well, start it off. What do you think of the Pro Tour results so far?
Interesting. I'm glad there's not a lot of ban
Okay.
going around.
Okay, that's
I'm sad that there's not more zombies.
yeah, that's what I hear a lot. Also, hello to Dutch, Hinnick, NBC, Brad, Dank Temptation, still my favorite username on Twitch, Dare Fiend. Hi guys, what's up with you guys?
Alright, so where's TJ? TJ's currently running the store. He'll be in probably after round 2, hopefully.
Yeah.
So you will see him today. Don't worry, guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't worry about it. He'll come in eventually, back right when I have to actually leave for work. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
All right, before we tournament's gonna get started pretty quick.
On the wall, Chance Bugle, who is on Bushwhacker Zoo, facing the wall, Michael Londino on Affinity.
Alright, starting off with a quick match. We got an Affinity versus Bushwhacker Zoo.
Mm-hmm. Who do you think is actually gonna take the? Who do you think is favored?
It's hard to say. It's gonna be pretty close, but I'm leaning towards Bushwhacker Zoo.
That's actually a pretty. I think I'd agree, just because Bushwhacker is pretty fast and can just get him before the Affinity that can. Although Affinity is known for being fast and consistent.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Let's find out what's going down. All right. We'll see you down there, and let's start.
Michael,
All right.
you guys are good to go.
Oh, forgot to hit save. See,
There you
it's
go.
not the only people that do
Oh,
it. And
you
we
don't have
gotta
wins.
swap them around. So close. I tried. Don't say I didn't try. See, you don't... You, see what they can't see? Oh, man.
And
There we go.
there we go.
Oh,
Perfect.
man. It's an involved smile. Do we think Esper Control is viable in Modern? What do you think?
No, I don't.
I actually think it's very good that no one's playing it.
Well, like, it's not that it's bad. It's just like there's things that are better.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Like-
you just not like Esper Charm?
Yeah, it's just it's. I feel like there's just better things to be playing than Esper Control.
Oh, standard. Oh, my apologies.
Oh, look at that. All right, standard. I think going that third color is too risky for a control deck because, like, I see two different kinds of control decks. There's the blue when you counter or black and you kill.
Okay.
So doing both, you're just, I think, spreading yourself too thin.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm currently running black-white angel control.
I mean, I know what we're all playing is the Geek Fortress Special,
Right.
and that's going to be quite the unveiling. But I would trust your opinion on this on standard since I really don't know it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I just really
Like,
don't.
it's viable, but I think going only two colors is better.
How good do you think a Mardu Goblins deck would be? And I just want to ask ahead of time, what format?
Yeah.
Because that's pretty important.
True. So, starting yesterday is when people started playing Emrakul here, and it
Emrakul-
really, really does really good against control.
Emrakul, a powerful,
Yeah.
almost planeswalker.
Yeah.
That's about the power level we've got. So it looks like Michael's gonna open up on 7 cards. It's a 7 cards. That's good. No mulligans, at least initially. Although if I'm Michael, I might consider mulliganing that hand. Looks like 4 lands.
Yeah, it looks kind of a slow hand.
Mhm.
I guess he doesn't know what he's going up against.
Yeah.
If he knows what he's going up against, he knows he has to pitch.
Yeah. It looks like he is going to keep the hand. He's going to lead on a Springleaf Drum off Darksteel Citadel and pass the turn. Just going to draw. Looks like a Wooded Foothills, but he's going to crack a Windswept Teeth. Probably going to pay 3 life. And then, he might just get a basic forest. He's gonna go get that. Yeah, he is.
Alright, it looks like the Goblin deck he wants to know about Modern.
Oh, okay. I think it probably could work.
It could work. Depending on how you do it, it definitely wouldn't be tier 1.
I mean, like, it doesn't matter about tiers. Tiers is just popularity. If it's good, it's good.
True.
So Chase is.
I guess in the meta.
Yeah, that's true. Chance is going to go search out a Stomping Ground. He's going to pay 2 life, put a Curt Ape into play. That Curt Ape is going to be a 2/3 because Stomping Ground is a mountain and a forest. So it looks like Michael's counting out how many artifacts he can put in.
Yeah.
It looks like he's going to go Inkmoth Nexus, and I have to assume he's going to play the Steel Overseer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Went 2-1 in Modern yesterday with a red-green wolf token deck.
It's cool. I like
his first FNM.
Oh, way to go! Way to go!
That's fantastic.
Welcome to the modern scene. It's gonna be quite the thing.
And Tezmezit, yeah, we both agree that we would have probably done.
This is quite the hand from Chance.
Jeez.
He's gonna exile the Simian Spirit Guide, cast a Goblin Guide. Then he's gonna use his 2 mana, cast a Burning Tree Emissary, and then surge out the Reckless Bushwhacker. Now let's actually pull that card up really quick.
That is amazing.
A Reckless Bushwhacker. That's one card, even though Chance is tapping his mana and his creatures the wrong way. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little annoying. But Reckless Bushwhacker, since he surged out actually 2 spells before that, all of his cards are gonna get +1/+0 and gain haste until end of turn.
So he's swinging for 3, 6, 9, 12.
Looks like 12 damage. Let's see, let's look. 3, 6, 9, 12. So Michael.
Other creatures, so 11.
Oh, 11. Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
I'm glad
we
we knew where to draw the line.
Yeah.
We knew where to draw the line on the card. So Michael's gonna take 11, go to 9.
With just the Steel Overseer. Yeah, Michael really should have mulled. It's way too slow of a hand. He drew another Overseer, though, it looks like.
Yeah, I'm not sure Overseer is where I want to be right now.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really want to play a 2-mana 1/1 in the face of a 2/1, a 2/2, a 2/3, and a 2/2. I think
he's counting his mana. He's got 4 mana he can use.
I think he might be trying to figure out if he can cast the Thoughtcast for 1 mana or something.
Yeah.
And I'm not really sure he has the time.
Yeah, he's... I don't know. I feel like game 1's going to Chance on this.
Yeah, and then going to the sideboard, I have to imagine that Chance has got at least a couple Ancient Grudges.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Or maybe he's just like, I'm just going to be faster.
Yeah.
I don't need to Ancient Grudge their things if they're already dead.
Yeah.
So we're going to see a Steel Overseer, and then he's going to actually cast Thoughtcast off the 1 blue source since he does have 4 artifacts in play. Since he has the Darksteel Citadel, the 2 Steel Overseers, and that Springleaf Drum.
Revelry, yeah, that's what I was thinking. He has Revelry inside.
Sure. The rich get richer. Chance going to play a Wooded Foothills. He's going to look at... I mean, do you just, send them all? Just turn them all sideways?
Yeah, I mean, the best he can do is kill 1 creature.
Mm-hmm.
Either Goblin Guide, Whacker, or Burning Tree.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Unless he can block 2... So I guess he could kill 2 creatures. Block 2 and then pump.
Yeah, and pump 1 of them?
Oh, I guess, no, I keep forgetting what Steel Overseer does. So he can kill two creatures.
Oh, that's true.
But still take a minimum of 4.
Yeah, I mean, I think...
Plus whatever he's
and that's not even assuming if Chance is like an Darkest Command or something. Although, if Chance had a Darkest Command, I'm pretty sure, Michael, this is just kind of going through the motions. Like, you're dead, you just don't know it yet.
Yeah.
So it looks like Michael's lining up the double block with the 2... Okay, so he's gonna He's going to be blocking with both of them, going to activate Steel Overseer, and then in response to that, he's going to tap the untap Steel Overseer, and he's going to make Ink Moth a creature, and then he's going to let trades happen. Michael's going to take 4, he goes to 5. And then, I mean, Chance still has cards in his hand. I mean, granted, it's only 1 card, but,
Yeah.
I mean, this is not nothing. And then this might be another 1-drop? Ooh. The Devils.
I don't know what you would do here.
Like, do you just let him have it? Or,
You have to let him have it, because then you're just dead next turn.
I mean, I think you're dead next turn no matter what.
Right. I think you have to let him have it and hope you draw Glory.
Draw Glory. Well, you already know what's on top because the Goblin Guide revealed the
Oh, that's right.
the cranial plating.
Alright, so I think we're going to see a game 2 here.
Well, that was a pretty strong hand from Chase. Or
That
Chance,
was
I gotta
really
say.
good.
And then Michael's looking at a hand of 3 lands, 2 cranial platings, and a Ravager. Now, Ravager, a great card.
Yeah.
Not so good here.
Yeah, we can't get him out of this hole.
Yeah. Turns out when you're facing about 2 or 3 lethal threats, it's not great. And, I mean, there is a theoretical line that Michael could have if Chance breaks for the rest of the game,
Yeah.
which is...
Well, even if you, you just swing.
Yeah, and then like, it's basically that I'm going to go all in on this Ink Moth Nexus.
Yeah.
And, hope you don't draw any action. Because you're going to have to take 2, you're going to have to go to 3. Like, a bolt will just kill you anyway.
Yeah.
Hi everyone. I'm just subbing in for TJ really quick while he does some other stuff. Don't worry, he'll be here. He'll be here eventually.
He's in chat right now, too. So.
Yeah. He's got to do other stuff, but I promise you he wants to be here.
Yeah.
So Michael just going to play a Ravager, going to pass the turn to Chance. Chance electing not to crack the fetch on the end step. And then actually, if you could see what the timer is really quick.
It's a 40-23.
Haha.
40-20. 16.
I'm going to call it 10.
Good. That was almost perfect. 3 seconds off.
Oh, look at that. We got it eventually. So Chance just going to draw, play a land, and going to turn all of his creatures sideways, as I'm pretty sure we all saw coming. At this point, you don't really have any other option than just going sideways.
Yeah.
And
Do we know what is in Chance's hand?
I have no idea. He's holding it pretty close to his sleeve.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, everyone, welcome Texas to the official host channel. He knows all of the secret passwords now.
Really?
See, they're so secret, even he doesn't know about them yet.
But I know them all.
But he does know them all.
I just don't know that I know them.
Exactly. Now you're starting to get it. Like
See,
it's kind of backdooring it, but it'll
Yeah.
work.
No, it works.
So Michael lining up some blocks. He's gonna see a Steel Overseer on top, which again a 2-mana 1/1, not very good here, but looks like he's gonna. Ooh, is this a Clan Rampager?
There you go.
How about
Sure.
how about win the game? Is that good?
And there's the scoop.
Yep. So Chance taking game 1 actually in pretty much how I thought it was gonna
Yeah.
go.
See, I used to play Zoo all the time before Bushwhacker was out, and I might rebuild it after watching Chance play it.
yeah,
It looks so much more fun with Bushwhacker.
yeah, and I'm not gonna lie. If you promised me hands like that every match, I would never not play it.
Right.
the Simian Spirit Guide looked pretty good.
Right. That was the second time I've seen him do that. Like, the first time was for the win. Simian Spirit Guide, I don't even remember what he played, but it was like, got him that 1 extra mana for the win.
How many Simian Spirit Guides do you think he has in the deck? Is it like 2? Or is it just the one of? I'm hoping it's just the one.
I hope it's just the one of. I wouldn't be surprised if he's like maybe pulling a Mason and running 4.
Oh, if he was playing 4 Simian Spirit Guides, I gotta have a word with him. I don't know about 4 Simian Spirit Guides in a non-combo deck, but I mean, this might be an imitation of a combo deck.
Yeah.
So we already assumed that Chance is going to board in some Destructive Rovers. Now, what do you think Michael's going to board in here? Looks like he's looking at a whip flare, which is got to be pretty good.
Yeah, Whipflare's pretty good. I don't know Affinity sideboard very well.
Okay, but typically you'd see something like Spellskites, maybe, if they're any main.
Yeah, Spellskites, and this would be a really good blocker,
Mhm.
and then potentially drawing any burn spells that he might have.
Yeah,
But I don't think Bushwhacker runs very many burn spells.
That's true.
They're, as
I mean-
TJ put it, Lord of the Land.
No, that's true.
Just throwing little creatures down and swinging in like that.
Okay, so you might see some like I'm bold.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see a Blood Moon.
From Affinity?
Yeah, in this matchup, I realize you're probably gonna lose.
Well, yeah,
But-
probably.
But if you see a lot of 1-drops, you could probably see like.
And even in game one, Chance played around Blood Moon just well. He had 2 fetches uncracked.
I mean, like
In response to Blood Moon,
I
fetch.
never said I play Affinity. I never say I played Affinity well, but I want
No,
to see.
TJ, you're not the Lord. You call the deck Lord of the Land.
Yeah.
Your Lord is Citrus.
Oh, I thought he was a Lord of the Pit.
No, he's Lord of Citrus.
No, he's dealing damage. He's the Lord of the Pit. Right? I think that's how it works. Just so we're looking at game 2. Chance still shuffling up, which gotta sufficiently randomize your cards.
Yeah.
That's very important. So Michael gonna look at his hand. It looks like he's got no lands. But there is a Mox Opal.
I think I saw land. I think I saw Mountain.
Because if there's, that's a no lander. But it has a Mox Opal and an Ornithopter.
That's a keeper. Oh. I guess he needs to be fast.
Yeah.
So.
Or at least put out a lot of blockers. Maybe try to get a fast edge champion, because that champion can be pretty good against the ground guys that Chance is gonna put out.
Mm-hmm. TJ, during the last stream, you called the Bushwhacker Zoo Lord of the Land.
Zoidberg, welcome to the stream.
Zoidberg Nick? I
Yeah.
might know who that is.
Oh, well,
Maybe.
I mean, I'm a fan of Zoidberg.
Yeah.
Everyone should be a fan of Zoidberg.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
In So Chance gonna mulligan to 6. Looks like he's gonna keep his hand, which is got to be good for him. Looks like there's an idol on the Great Revel.
Yeah.
Hanging out there.
He's on the draw.
Yeah, which is not really where you want to put, not really where you want to be when it comes to Eidolon of the Great Revel. But I mean, it's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
So Michael looking at his hand, where it's Vault Scourge, 1 land, 2 Cranial Platings, and a Net Champion. Which, I mean, you're already on a mulligan to 5. I think you're looking for lands at this point.
That's good, though.
I mean, a lifelink threat's not bad.
Yeah.
So Michael gonna play an Inkmoth Nexus, gonna pay 2 life, gonna play a Vault Scourge.
And immediate fetch shock. Just the way Zoo should do it.
Fetch Shock, don't look back.
Yeah.
So, do you think he's gonna play a Lightning Bolt just to punish?
I hope so.
I mean, in my head, I want him to bolt his face. Just show him what is up. That's what you get for paying 2 life against the Zoo deck. But I realize,
Put him down to 15 right away.
yeah, that's really not the best line.
It's really, really not.
I mean, Goblin Guy, sure.
And a Thoughtcaster's Reveal.
Yeah, Thoughtcast, not really what you want to do when you don't have any lands.
Right.
And especially an uncastable spell. So, looks like they're going to swap life totals. Almost. So, Michael going to be at 17, and Chance is going to be at 16 after that attack. And again, Michael really not hitting that second land might be big.
Yeah.
I mean, he's already on a mulligan to 5 against the aggressive deck, and that's
Yes,
not...
Zoidberg, we are playing Modern tonight. 4 rounds?
I believe it's 4 rounds, which has got to be really good. So this, those Goblin guys not hitting lands. Real.
Reveal Syndicate.
Hey, that's important. You got to get both the triggers off.
Yeah. It is not a May ability.
That's very true.
He's also going to pay 2 more life to put down another guy.
At this point, I think you have to double block. Like, there's, I don't think you're winning this game
Yeah.
If, I mean, to be frank, I don't think you're winning this game anyway.
Right.
But,
Both of them are stuck on one land.
yeah, but I think the deck with one land. So Vault Scourge really liking to see Goblin Guide.
Yeah.
Apparently. And then at the double block, and I here's a bolt.
Yes.
Oof. Yeah, that's
Takes.
yeah. He's gonna take 2. He does gain a life, so he's gonna be at 10.
Yeah.
So this is
That
Yeah.
was good.
yeah.
And now
you
the
know-
Glimmer Void is not very good.
So Michael's gonna have to play the Vault Scourge and hope that Chance doesn't have another bolt to Stone Rain him and kill his guy. Oh,
There it is.
there's the bolt, and here's the Stone Rain.
Trigger. Nailed it.
You know, Mox up a lot of things. It's not a land.
It's not a land.
Mm-hmm. Should go tell them that the Glimmer Void gets sacrificed.
Glimmer Void.
Okay, and that's gonna be the match. Michael kind of getting unlucky on that mulligan.
I'll go
to
find
5.
somebody who's hopefully done with game 1.
I forgot how much I don't like playing this deck.
See you up in the booth. In the words of Michael, he forgot how much he hated playing this deck. Just need to just need to fix this stuff. So you can tell I don't do this very often.
Why is that so small? He didn't find anybody.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Is anyone going to like maybe game 3 that we could snag?
I think everybody is either finished or on game 1.
Oh wow! So we might have a quick tournament tonight.
Very possibly, yeah. There's 3 affinities, so
Oh, well that would do it. There's 3 affinity decks and 1 Tron deck.
yeah.
Turns out affinity against Tron, not really a close matchup.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure affinity is going to take that 100% of the time,
probably.
or at least if not 100, it's like high 90s. So hello to the actually almost 50 people.
What?
Watching
50
today.
people can look at me right now.
Yeah, there's 50 people here. At least that's what these numbers tell me, and those numbers, I guarantee you, never lie.
Really?
Yeah, I 100% will never. These numbers will never lie to me,
Okay.
unless they lie to me. Right, unless they're lying to me right now,
Right.
because they're unreliable. These unreliable numbers that never lie.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's up to me, I'm not putting Tron anywhere near the screen. But if
that's up to TJ right now.
Yeah, TJ is in charge of this, so I really hope he doesn't put Tron on, because I will not be happy. But if it's the finals, it's the finals, and they've earned it.
If it's the finals, that means they dodged affinity for 3 rounds, and there's 3 affinity decks
I
out
mean-
there, so they definitely earn it.
I mean, it's possible.
Yeah.
I mean, in LA, there was a turns deck that made day 2 and was actually pretty deep in the tournament. And then, you know, as a turns player myself, I'm kind of wondering, oh, how did you beat Burn? He's like, I just haven't played against Burn all week. Oh, are we brothers? Sure.
Why not?
Yeah. I mean, do you think we're brothers is the real question. I would love to hear your opinion on it. And actually, while I'm asking something in the chat, what is your all favorite format? And if you're watching this, I have to assume it's Modern. Oh. What decks do you play in Modern?
Do I play in Modern?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I played Zoo.
Okay.
It got stolen, and then I rebuilt it,
Mm-hmm.
and then I had to sell it because of money issues, and then
Clearly the world does not want you to play Goblin Guides.
I never played Goblin Guides.
Oh. Well, clearly the world wants you to play Goblin Guides, then.
And then I started to build Twin
Ooh.
2 weeks before I got banned. And then, so I got like all the core things except for Twins. I never
Oh.
actually bought Twins, so it worked out fine.
Okay.
And then 2 days after I got banned, my collectives and Snapcasters and like all the lands got stolen.
And you seem to have a real problem with theft.
I did.
You should. You shouldn't. Were you playing Dak Faden?
No.
Is that what it was? Were you subjected to the greatest thief in the multiverse?
Probably one of those. No, but right now I'm really on a standard kick.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's acceptable since the Pro Tour's going on. We got that GP coming up next week. Which, by the way, are you going to the GP? He's trying to kill my vibe here. Killing my vibe.
I can't afford it right now.
But for the people who are going, we got something sweet planned up for actually this coming Friday.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's going on this Friday?
No.
Oh, see? It's called a setup.
What's going on this Friday?
We're going to be in a pizza place.
A pizza place?
Yeah. There may even be schmizza available in this
Pizza schmizza?
Yeah, it's actually in Portland for everyone who's going to be at the GP. Just come say hi.
At what time?
I should actually figure out what time we are doing this. That is a very good question.
I'm good at this.
Yeah, see, look at this. This is why we keep him around. This way.
I asked the real questions.
Actually, yeah, I will actually do that. It's going to be at about 6:30. We're not sure about that time. That is the classic. Don't quote me on that. That's going to end up being quoted. Okay, TJ says 7. I'm going to go with 7. He is the one in charge of this meetup. I'm going to go with that. So, anyway, we're getting back to the original question. It looks like we got some modern love, which is a little not that surprising.
Yeah. I feel like if you're watching modern on here, then that's probably what you prefer.
Yeah.
But I can see people watching like standard or whatever, just watch it because that's what the Pro Tour is right now and all that.
That's true. Or maybe they're watching standard.
Yeah.
And they're thinking, man, this Eldrazi deck's cool.
Yeah.
Or like, what if we just had some like cooler cards? Like
what if we had this deck, only better?
Yeah. What if we're playing like some Ancient Stirrings to go find our Reality Smashers? Or maybe they're just like, man, I see that Emrakul. What if we played the other Emrakul? Like the one that said, Time Walk. Because, we should always put Time Walk on cards.
Always. On Bushwhacker, even.
Oh, that's true. Well, it was basically a Time Walk.
Yeah.
You basically jumped ahead a turn so that all these guys can attack.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm doing the hand motions.
Right.
I think I'm contractually obligated to do hand motions.
So it's like, I do hand motions like right directly in front of me, and
Yeah.
it's right here.
Yeah, he actually can't quite see
you can
them.
see my thumb.
Yeah. And like,
So like, I would have to be in front of
yeah,
the
like,
opponent's
I mean,
face.
it is what it is, unless we can get this a little bit better. Is that a little bit better?
Yes, now you can see my whole arm.
Oh. Hold on.
She's gonna
Working
be mad.
on the fly here, folks.
If we break it, we have to call David.
I don't want to call David. Then he'll get mad at me.
That's
There we go.
I can handle this.
Okay. You
Let
can
me
just go like this.
There we
Okay.
go.
Okay.
One hand.
Got it.
Nailed it.
Boom. Nailed it. Time Walk, destroy an unnecessary amount of permanents. That is the best way
Coleman.
to describe... That is the best way to describe an Emrakul I've ever heard. Time Walk destroys unnecessary amount of permanents. So...
David's hair take my energy.
I'm still trying to get over that Emrakul description. So, if you're just joining us, I'm Coleman.
I'm Texas.
We're coming at you from Geek Fortress, a store up in Snohomish, Washington, and we have got some sweet modern action tonight.
Yeah.
If you just the round one was Bushwhacker Zoo with a pretty solid draw, game one.
Mm-hmm.
Taking on Affinity pretty handily. Like, I don't think even game 2 he saw any sideboard cards. Okay, just double checking that we don't have someone out there who did not tell us. what was going on.
Suicide is a fun deck.
Oh, that's true.
It's a lot of fun. That was one of my Zoo decks morphed into. It went into Suicide, and then the other one morphed into 5-color Domain.
Oh, the Domain
The
Zoos.
Domain Zoo is so much fun.
Yeah.
You can literally play anything.
I remember. Maybe this is just how old I am playing this game, But I can remember when that deck was first called Death Shadow Zoo before the term Zoicide had been invented.
Yeah.
I remember seeing Death Shadow in Legacy before any other format because you could cast Snuff Out and pay for life. Like you wouldn't even play Dismember because Snuff Out was free. Now again, that's probably because I'm old and I've played way too much of this game and I don't really want to think about it. Because that just...
How many years have you been playing?
What, since Onslaught Block? Was when I first
That's a
started
lot of
playing.
years.
Yeah. Well, I first started playing competitively in 5th Dawn. And then I stopped playing competitively for a while because Affinity was everywhere.
Right.
And then I got back into playing competitively at around end of Time Spiral Block.
Okay.
What about you? Where did you start? Where did you first get competitive, and did you take any breaks?
I first started in EDH during the Return to Ravnica block.
Okay.
Just like towards the... I guess it was towards the end of the Avacyn block. The first the
AVR?
Yeah.
Okay.
Towards the end of there, my first competitive format anything was Dragon's Maze pre-release.
Okay.
That was the first competitive I ever went. But then immediately straight back into EDH.
Oh, okay. Sure.
And then it wasn't until
that actually
Dylan...
seems to be a pretty common thing with you and TJ both coming from EDH.
Well, TJ is the one that introduced me to Magic.
Oh, look
Yeah.
at that connection.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And then, like, until Dylan opened, I didn't even know Standard or Modern or Legacy were
Wow.
even things. Like, I knew people play competitively, and I just figured, like, oh, there's, like, no rules in Magic.
Just like I can play as many copies of this card as I want.
And it's like, I'm playing singleton format, which means they can play whatever they want, because mine's special, only one ofs.
Yeah, like, I mean, you gotta spice it up.
Yeah.
Gotta put the spice has to flow.
But then, started off in Standard, realized that it sucked because we had to pay so much money every rotation just to stay competitive, and I'm like, well, I'm just gonna go to Modern. And
Non-rotating formats are big for that.
And Zoo is like on the cheaper side, but still, like, it was as soon as Nikata was unbanned, and people were like, Zoo's a thing now. I'm like, that sounds like a lot of fun.
playing some little dudes.
Yeah,
turning them
like,
sideways.
You're telling me on turn 4 and play 4 dudes that are all bigger than any of your dudes.
Oh, okay, that's great. Brad just started a month ago, actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to the community.
Yeah.
If you have any questions about anything, just don't feel free to let us know in the chat or hit me up right there. Oh, got it there. Finally got this one right. I will just answer just about any question you got. Or let's see if I can get this way. Oh,
A little more.
There. Oh, there we go. Right there. That's actually TJ. He's the one who's actually in charge of most of this stream. And he'll answer questions a lot better than I can. Because most of my stuff are in jargon and terminology that I don't think you'll quite understand yet.
Yeah. And then it looks like Zoidberg started 2 weeks before Battle for Zendikar.
Oh, okay, so another new-ish player.
Yeah. And then I believe I read K. Marchi started Modern because of our stream.
Oh, wow.
And now he says he has 7 decks, including Zoicide, Burn, Infect, Bant, Eldrazi, Bluetron, Boggles, Naya Allies, and Storm.
Well, I like about all of those.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of Infect, only because...
You keep losing to Infect?
No, I don't normally lose to it. I just find, like, the idea of it is anti-magic to me.
Okay.
Like, you start off with 20 life totals, and you can do whatever you want with your life, and your opponent's trying to hit it down. But that's just like, no, you have 10 life. That's it. You have 10 life. Deal with it.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
And you can never, like, mitigate that damage ever.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. It's like Dredge.
Yeah.
You're not really playing Magic.
You're just kind of doing only you.
Yeah, you're not really interacting.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess that's fair. I mean, like, Storm's also kind of guilty of that.
It is, but, like, it's still... I mean, obviously Infect is not 100% going to win all the time, so
sure.
I am kind of contradicting myself right now, but, like, Storm is... I'm going to play all these spells, and then whiff, I lose. Like, if they whiff on their Storm, they lose.
That's true.
I've hardly ever seen a Storm out more than once in a game. Like, 5 spell or more Storm out, and then not be able to do anything and still be able to win after they whiffed once.
Okay.
So it's a lot more like I'm putting all of my eggs in one basket.
Well, you can't play eggs anymore. Second Sunrise is
Thanks.
banned.
I appreciate that.
No problem.
Texas looks like a little Coleman. Yeah,
Yeah.
we've been over that one.
Yeah.
I am very mysterious. I don't do Twitter because it's very confusing. to
Yeah,
me.
we
It's the only social media that like I don't understand.
really, you don't understand the hashtags? Not even
No, like
hashtag
I
hashtags?
understand like how to hashtag or how to call people out with the @ sign and all that,
Mhm.
but like I don't understand the point of it at all.
I mean, like, have you ever looked at like a Facebook message and thought that doesn't need to be that long? Just like you use too many words there.
Probably if I looked at a Facebook message and thought it was too long, I would think it didn't need to be there at all.
Oh, okay. So you're on that side.
Yeah,
of
it's
the
like-
plan.
I actually had a friend on Facebook post something earlier today. It's like, can we just have an interactive social media site that only intelligent people are on there? There's no trolls and maybe some cat memes. Like, and that sums up the internet perfectly for me.
I mean, all of the cat pictures could probably fill up every single
Yeah.
server on every single on every site. But I mean, I'm a dog person, so
Yeah.
what does that tell you about how I feel about all these cat?
Well, no,
cat
I'm also a dog person.
Hashtag,
and I love the
hashtag
dog
team,
videos.
Team dog. Team dog.
Hashtag team dog.
Hashtag team dog.
I can get behind that.
Okay, that's right.
Well, like I
In the chat, hashtag team dog or team cat. Like this, whatever. This. Yeah, there.
the chat's towards me.
Yeah, the
Just
chat's
remember
there. Yeah, hashtag team cat or team dog.
That's also true. Teddy mentions that it gave us the gift of Jaden Smith. Twitter did.
That's true.
So-
How can we be real if our eyes aren't real?
I will digress on that one. I am happy about Jaden Smith Twitter account.
So it looks like we got some hashtags coming in.
Team Snakes. Brad, I appreciate you following us. I really do, but no snakes.
So you're Indiana Jones? Why
No
have to be
snakes.
snakes?
Yeah. as well as Ron Weasley, no spiders.
Okay.
I can deal with pretty much
So
anything else.
just like Ishkana really give you fits? There's
I-
so
yeah.
many spiders.
I really, really don't like Ishkana.
Okay. I mean, TJ brings up a good point. You could try Google Plus. There's no one there.
Right. There's no stupid people there. There's nobody there.
mean,
Except
you-
I'm friends with all of my family on Google Plus, but nobody ever posts anything there.
Because
so-
it's Google Plus.
Yeah. They tried. They failed. As soon as Google realized Google Plus wasn't going anywhere, they just stopped putting any any effort into it, which I can get behind that.
Okay. Looks like we got a hashtag pig from NBC.
That's okay.
Mhm.
Unless it's like a pet pig and not table pig.
Oh, okay. So like, have you ever seen Gravity Falls?
No.
Okay. So there's a pig there called Waddles.
Okay.
You know why he's called Waddles?
Why?
Because he waddles.
Thanks.
So we've also got hashtag Team SOG.
Sog.
I really would like to know what you're referring to on that.
You're about to have Josh and Affinity versus Eli and Dan Teldrazi. I'll let you know who's on what side.
Okay.
Cool.
You're going to game 2.
We'll just tell Eli to go get the wall.
And this is Josh.
Goodness.
Okay. Okay. Any elves today?
Yes, there is one elf deck today. I will, in between rounds, I'll let TJ know that people are asking for elves.
I mean, I know I love elves. I do.
Elves is fun to watch. I don't have a whole lot of fun playing it.
Mhm.
It's just not my kind of thing.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. Some
Thanks,
peop-
Red Baron.
some people don't appreciate playing 1-drops.
Hmm.
I would not figure the zoo player to not appreciate 1-drops, but
Yeah.
I mean, you can do what you do. Zoidberg asks, what's our favorite mod next? I believe you've already answered yours, which is
Any form of zoo.
okay. I mean, mine is company.
Oh yeah.
I do love Kitchen Finks with
Kitchen
a
Finks is
passion, and I also really like taking turns.
Mhm.
There is something satisfying about casting a Time Warp over and over and over again, and getting your actual. You could actually listen to Time Warp from Rocky Horror Picture Show
Yeah.
and live that as a deck. Oh, hashtag Mogget, half man, half dog,
Oh.
with its own best friend. I see where you're. I pick up what you're putting down. Okay, I got it. Like tokens, another great choice.
Yeah.
Although tokens,
That's pretty broad, isn't it?
I mean, like I have to assume it's black white tokens.
Yeah.
If it's not, please let us know. But like tokens, a pretty uncommon deck right now.
It is. And I don't think it has a terrible matchup against a lot of decks right
Mhm.
now. It's just for whatever reason people are playing it.
Yeah, I think it's actually kind of it's kind of interesting. Like
Mhm.
I've always wanted to see more spectral possessions, and maybe not lingering souls. I think there's enough lingering souls in the format, but like spectral possession and maybe more zealous persecutions. Actually, no, not more zealous persecutions. I always seem to lose to that card. Maybe more hero blade holds. That's the card I want to see more of.
Like, Heroin Garrison.
Yeah, like Handwear Garrison, only a little bit better.
What's
little,
wrong with Handwear
little
Garrison?
bit better.
I think that's perfectly fine.
Peter, I did play Pod before it got banned. I played that for a long time, and I was very sad when it went
Yeah.
away.
I know a lot of people are really, really upset about it. Thinking like, oh, this deck is completely useless now. All these cards are terrible. And then like a week later, it's like, oh yeah, here's Podless Pod.
Yeah,
Or-
go figure.
yeah.
This collected company card is pretty good.
Yeah.
Funny enough, the person to first invent the deck is actually from around here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's Brad Rutherford.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've given him a lot of crap over the years because he always plays decks that I want to play eventually, but are never tweaked how I like them. Like just to give some history into the genesis of Collected Company. He had like 4 Tarmogoyfs in his original list,
Ah.
which Tarmogoyf, not a good card, but like when you cast a
Yeah.
Fisher Seer and you have a Tarmogoyf on the other side, those really don't work well together.
Yeah.
I do play just about any creature combo deck. Yeah, I guess that's fair. I do enjoy some Revelarks.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, what is while we're on the subject of one of my favorite favorite mechanics, because one of my favorite mechanics is Evoke.
Okay.
What is one of your favorite mechanics?
Favorite mechanics? That's really hard.
Is there any reason I gave you the game 3 and then you haven't come down to it?
Because you didn't tell us it was there.
I told you they were going there.
Oh man, TJ. Oh,
Let's go down to the table.
So apparently they have a game down there, and no one told us. Hashtag blame TJ. We'll see you guys down there. Hashtag blame TJ. Alright. And then we need to swap these around.
You keep doing that.
I know, it's really frustrating sometimes. Looks like we're going to actually a game 3. God, this thing is so weird. Did I get it right that time? Okay, well I got that right. And then Josh is actually on Affinity. Okay,
And the
so
life total is 19, Josh 18.
okay, so it's not like we're coming in and the game is over. Although seeing the cranioplating,
On an Ornithopter already at 1, 2, 3, 4.
looks like this is
That's
turn
not
3.
too bad.
Yeah, I mean, like this is not the worst. It could be better.
Yeah.
But it could also be a lot worse. And it looks like
And he's already pathed a Vault Scourge.
Mhm. And it looks like that Ancient Strength probably found him a land, if I'm
Mhm.
being 100% honest, because it looks like he doesn't have a whole lot of lands in his hand.
Yeah.
Although Josh is going to be playing a Spellskite, and it looks like he's going to play a Ravager, which Ravager's got to be one of the best payoffs
Yeah.
in the deck. Looks like an attack for 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He activated the
Oh,
next
okay,
is for
so
7.
7, so
Going down to 11.
yeah. Gotta say, not looking so hot.
Yeah, there's still ways he can get out of this, but
Mm-hmm.
not many.
I wonder what that cavern's going to be on. Would you think it's on Eldrazi?
Probably. Oh, there's a Thought Knot.
Thought-Knots here. Going to take out, actually, another Ravager. So,
That's not bad.
yeah, it's...
2 Ravagers is really hard to go against.
I mean, 1 Ravager is also pretty good, just by itself. I mean, 1 Ravager by itself is pretty good, but...
Oh, I didn't know we had that. That's cool.
I know, right? I got some pretty good use out of it yesterday. I was playing some Meddling Mages. I kept naming random cards. It was fun.
Bristle Brandon Rage?
No, you always name Abandoned Hope. Or Sarpedian Empires Volume 7. Because it's always the first 2 cards that show up on Moto. So it looks like we've got an attack for, it looks like 8. And this is not actually looking good for Eli. Oh, it's an attack for 9. Eli's actually
1, 2,
going
3,
to go to 2.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
It's 1, 2, 3,
And then
4,
9
5, 6,
for-
7, 8, 9. Yeah.
The 9th is the land attack.
Yeah, the 9th one
Next
is the
attacking.
land. I mean, this is not a...
Affinity did Affinity.
Yeah,
that's
that's I mean,
true. Hercules Recall would kind of save him.
that's true. I mean, Shatterstorm.
Yeah.
Shatterstorm would be great. Other than that, I'm not even sure. Reality Smash? Yeah, sure. I mean, turn them sideways, why not? But, like...
Is that
It's,
5-4-3?
13? Oh, yeah, it is 5-4-3. Oh, look at that.
I like
And
that.
he's at 2.
And then scoops.
And he's at 2.
5-4-3-2.
Yeah. So it looks like Josh taking that game. We kind of came in on the late side of it after Josh had already dumped a lot of his hand into play.
Yeah.
It's a little unfortunate that that's happening, and I mean, but that's what Affinity does. It is what it is, and well, if you play the deck like that, that's kind of how you want the games to go. So, I mean, from what you saw of that game,
hmm
who do you think should have been favored?
It really comes down to who has the faster hand.
Okay.
I feel like they're pretty evenly matched. If Eldrazi can throw down a Smasher on turn 4,
Yep.
maybe is it possible for turn 3?
Yeah, it actually is possible with the Eldrazi Temple.
Yeah. So if they can do it turn 3 or 4, and then even a second one,
Mm-hmm.
then I don't think any deck stands a chance against it.
Okay. So, well, that's kind of enough for that.
Yeah.
Sorry, we didn't see very much of that, but we'll see you back up in the booth. Round 2 should be coming up pretty soon. All right, and we're back up. What does Eldrazi do?
They pretty much play like Eldrazi creatures that came out of the recent set are pretty much just complete value creatures.
Yeah, something like Thought-Knot Seer.
Yeah, Thought-Knot Seer is a 4/4, right?
Yeah, it's a 4/4.
It's 4/4 for
Because of
4.
course it's a 4/4.
It rips any non-land card out of their hand. It's exiled,
Mhm.
but then when it dies, they get to draw a card.
Yep.
Or when it leaves, it
Yeah, when it
gets to draw.
leaves.
So it's still really good because a 4/4 for 4 is always not bad, but it also takes any card completely out of the game.
Yeah, and then it kind of cheats on mana a little bit by playing some
Yeah.
mana dorks,
Yeah,
some removal spells, an Eldrazi Temple or 2.
and then getting to play a 5/5 on turn 3, 4, or 5 that has haste and trample is just
And a non-relevant ability.
right. If you
quite
target it,
relevant.
if your opponent targets it, then the spell is countered unless they discard a card.
Yeah, and then you supplement that with cards like Eldrazi Displacer,
Yeah.
which is just annoying enough to be a problem.
hmm
And then you can play World Breaker out of the sideboard, which
Right.
is when you cast it, you get to exile a land, artifact, or enchantment. I think those are the 3 modes.
I think so.
And then that's just a very recurable threat. So it's Eldrazi kind of is a way to a way to shorthanded terminology for kind of maybe a little undercosted threats,
Yeah.
but still playing a mid-range aggressive deck.
Like it's where Zoo plays value creatures like small.
Yeah,
value
they're very
creatures,
low to the ground.
Whereas Eldrazi plays a little bit later,
Mhm.
but a little bit more.
A little
value.
bit powerful creatures. Like Zoo is about, I'm going to play a lot of small, kind of like bad creatures,
Mhm.
but Eldrazi is going to be... I'm going to play bigger, kind of better creatures.
I startled you.
I think the door
Who
shut
saw
was
him jump?
Nobody saw me jump.
Round 2's about to begin.
Oh,
Sweet.
snap!
Do we-
Facing the wall. So go
Okay.
with the one on the left. You will have Lewis, who's on Nightmare.
Okay.
However, I did get you Jacob Anderson on Elves.
Oh, this is
Nice.
not a very good matchup for us.
I miss you all.
TJ's right here, by the way.
Especially Coleman.
Just
Just kidding.
Oh.
Miss all of you.
Hopes deleted.
I can't stop this bit organically.
It's actually.
That was an inorganic way to stop TJ. You just closed the door.
Yeah, you know, closing the door kind of underrated. So, Burn versus Elves. I gotta give it to Burn here.
Yeah,
Just the card.
because by the time Elves is playing their spells that win,
Mhm.
Bren's already drawing the 7 cards for the next game.
Yeah, and like, I mean, Eidolon of the Great Revel is just a good card in general.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's it's really
I
unfortunate.
just realized my shoelace is coming out of my boots.
Oh no, not the shoelaces.
This is what happens when you don't tie your boots, kids.
Oh yeah, I guess. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't you guys put in the chat who do you think is gonna win, and then we will see you down there. And we are here.
Apparently, I need to be notified.
Yeah, TJ just wanted to make sure that we got notified.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
I
that
thought you
they
were talking to
are
me
starting.
specifically. I'm like, I don't know, like my dad here or something? 'Cause that'd be really weird.
So, looks like we're going to have a kind of fast-paced game. Lewis is going to lead off on a bolt, taking down a Land of Werewolves. But I gotta say, I'm liking Jacob's style. He's got all foils.
Hey, on 2298, thanks for joining.
Welcome to the Geek Fortress. Looks Lewis is gonna crack a Arid Mesa. Probably gonna go for a shock.
Shot. Oh, please play an Eidolon.
I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't play an Eidolon here if you had it.
Right, if he has it.
Yeah, or maybe he's just gonna crack Fetch Borostrom himself. You can never tell with Lewis. He's
That's-
a crazy person, man. He's a crazy person.
I would love a... There it is.
I would like to see a boo in the chat for this. Yep, and like this card's actually unbeatable for elves, unfortunately.
Immediately just picks up.
Mhm.
Like, I understand, but... I
Yeah.
guess it is going to be a fast day today.
Yeah, I guess it is. It turns out they're also... I like the style of play that they're going, because this is exactly how I play this matchup. I always say, oh, do you have an Eidolon? Oh, I'm just dead. Cool, thanks for playing.
Now, what TJ always says is when you're on the play, you take... when you're on the draw, you take Eidolon out of burn. You
Uh-huh.
take it out in this matchup at all?
No.
Okay.
Never take it out. Like, Elves needs to board in Reclamation Sages, and probably maybe even Abrupt Decay to kill Eidolon. And
Oh, really?
Eidolon, well, literally every single card in the deck outside of Collected Company and a Chord on the stack costs more than 3.
Less than 3?
Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
less than 3. Costs less than 3. I think Jacob knew that.
Oh,
he
you
could-
have it on Allies, by the way. Naya Allies.
Oh. You know what?
He just typed in Naya and it auto-corrected, so...
I'm.
Hashtag blame Coleman.
Yeah, that's probably right. Hashtag blame me. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, no, see, Lewis is allied with the burn spells.
Yeah.
So he is playing
Okay.
allies.
Sure.
But
Yeah,
it's just
Peter,
different kind of
Jacob just scooped, as Coleman was saying, he just can't be a nylon.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of a little concerned that he didn't have a Reclamation Sage in the main, or it might not have been worth it since he was on one land.
Yeah.
It,
And just on curve, turn to Eidolon. Like, even, like, unless you have the Sage in hand,
mhm.
there's almost no point in hoping you draw it.
Yeah, and also the fact that his mana dart got bolted,
Yeah.
that might have had something to do with it. He didn't have a second one drop. He didn't want to play like, I'm going to play a one drop, I'm going to take 2.
Mhm.
He's going to bolt it, and I'm just going to be so far behind it won't matter.
Yeah.
So, coming out of the board, what do you think you want to see out of the burn deck?
Coming out of the burn
Yeah,
deck?
what would be your ideal play that's not Eidolon on turn 2? Like, what cards do you want to see Lewis cast other than Eidolon?
I mean, I like just the straight up creature beats.
Okay, just the creature beatdowns?
Yeah.
That's fair.
Just turn 1 Swift Spear or Goblin Guide, turn 2 Swift Spear and Goblin Guide.
Oh, so you just want to, like, creature out the creature?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, I'd like to see Searing Blazes.
Yeah. That would be good too.
Mhm.
Oh, it looks like he's got a cord in hand.
Yeah, looks like he's got a cord, and looks like Lewis actually has the Eidolon again. So we may... I don't think Jacob would scoop a game 2 after losing game 1, but...
Yeah.
I mean, we may see another probably very, very bad result for Elves.
Mhm.
And I think this is kind of how you have to play the deck. Unfortunately, where it's going to be like, look, I'm going to have a bad burn matchup, I'm going to hope to dodge it.
Mm-hmm.
Which, in Modern, it's a lot easier to do than in Standard.
Right.
Like, in Modern, there's so many decks you can't possibly sideboard for everyone.
Right.
And it's a little awkward when, you know, like, as the company player, I've just given up my Tron matchup. There's no way I'm going to win.
Mhm.
I'm not going to try to win. But I don't think you're going to see something like that from Jacob. I think he's going to have some sideboard cards, maybe Rexage. Depends on if he's playing the White Splash. You could have Forge Tender.
Yeah.
But it looks like he's going to lead on a Nettle Sentinel, actually. Nettle Sentinel's pretty good at attacking, but I suspect it's going to get bolted. Yep, turns out the matchup with a billion dudes, not very good. So,
Visionary?
yeah, he's going to play Visionary on the off of a Guiltleaf Palace.
Fetch and shock goes down to 15.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I like to see.
Yep, I mean, if Jacob is going to have any shot, he actually has a Kitchen Finks in his hand, which is not nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But Lewis gonna crack Arid Mesa, gonna go find a Sacred Foundry, probably gonna play this Eidolon, which is not gonna be nothing. But from this point, I think Jacob has, if not a good shot, but a shot.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be great, but a Heritage Druid coming down into a Elvish Mystic into a Kitchen Finks. So he's actually gonna take 6 here. 4 here. So he's going to go to 16, but he has a Kitchen Finks in play, and that is not nothing. So, going to go to Lewis's turn. He's going to draw. He's going to play a Bloodstained Mire. He's looking at a Wild Nikotl. He's going to take 2, going to go to 13.
Oh, he's playing this burn.
Yeah, he's. I've tried to convince him not to play the Nikotl Burn deck, but he won't listen to me because, quote, you don't know anything about Burn. Which... I gotta say, I don't blame him.
Yeah. I don't know. I love Nikotl. Zoo is an amazing deck. Nikotl, I don't think has a good place in burn.
No, I don't believe so either.
Only because it can't swing the turn it comes out.
Yeah, and also the fact that, you know, I'll trade with Kitchen Finks.
Yeah.
It's a cool card. So Lewis is gonna pass after playing a Nikotl. Jacob's gonna draw. If I was Jacob, what was the best card I could draw here? Archdruid's not bad, but I'm not sure that's the best card I could want to draw here. I think I'd want to draw Cord. Cord, I think...
He has one in hand, doesn't he? Oh, no,
he mulliganed that hand,
That's right.
unfortunately. Unless he has another Cord, because you would want a Cord for a Rexage to kill this idol.
Mm-hmm.
So Lewis searching up Basic Mountain. How do you feel about searching up Basic Mountain?
He doesn't need the colors anymore.
I
Saving the life at this point.
I mean, if you have an Atarkus commit here, though. It looks like he still has Boros Charm in his deck. That's really interesting. He does not look like he wants to go down the I'm going to control the board angle. That's actually kind of interesting to me.
Yeah, it is. Honestly, as low as life totals are, I would like Jacob to just start swinging in.
Well, yeah, I think I would too, but I think you can wait till next turn.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I think depending on what you draw here, and then maybe lock Lewis under his own Eidolon, which I'm not gonna lie would be a delicious bit of irony.
Yeah.
That Eidolon that Eidolon is so good against the Elves deck, but you can get locked under your own Eidolon is probably my favorite part of that card.
Yeah.
So looks like Jacob drew a land. Plays another Guiltleaf Palace, which is gonna come into play tapped since he doesn't want to show an elf. And yeah, if I'm Jacob.
Yeah, you turn them sideways.
Like, I don't... If you want to...
Because the Elvish Archdruid gives them +1/+1, right?
Yeah, it gives all your elves +1/+1.
So you'll minimum trade, or lose 1 to Nikato, trade with the Eidolon if he blocks. And if he trades with Eidolon, then you're set.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he trades an Eidolon, that's fantastic.
But he's only swinging with the Finks to make the trade and gain 2 life.
Yeah, well, I mean, if he has an Atarka's command, he can
That's
go...
true. And he does, it looks like.
Well, he's gonna... Lewis is gonna take 2. So he's gonna be at 8. So it's gonna
Do
be
+1/+1
probably Skullcrack
trade.
you?
Yeah.
So it looks like a
+1/+1
Skullcrack.
and Skullcrack.
Oh, it looks like he's just gonna give +1/+1?
And it's choose 2.
No, I think it's +1/+1 and you can't gain life.
Yeah, and that's what he's choosing.
So, that's interesting that he went from that line.
Why?
Because if you go Skullcrack you, just straight up you take 3 and can't gain life,
Okay.
he's at 7 instead of 10. And you don't have, like, a creature that wasn't doing anything anyway. The second Eidolon's going to be really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, I don't think there's a world in which you don't cast it here, unfortunately.
I don't know. That just really lets the elves beat happen.
I mean, I think
You go down to 6, and then all your creatures minimum trade with Eidolon, which is what you like. He'd be fine with just trading with Eidolon, and you lose 1 to Nikato.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's actually interesting. I think I agree with... I actually would have liked to have seen everything turn sideways last turn.
Yeah, I would have liked that too.
Yeah, but, I mean, this next turn is still a fine attack.
Yeah.
Like, you still will trade with anything, and if Lewis has a spell that... If he has another Atarka's command, then, like, he's going to take he's going to take some damage for it.
Mm-hmm.
And... Jacob can just have, like, a couple spells. He doesn't need to have a lot of spells. Actually, if he has just another Archdruid, I think he might win this game on the spot.
Yeah.
Because he could go, Archdruid, all my dudes are 3/3s attack you.
Mm.
And then, even if Lewis has multiple lightning bolts, he's going to take 2 off the Eidolon to do it.
Yeah.
So, I gotta say, I'm leaning towards Jacob winning this game. I don't like... What? I don't like the triple block here. Then again,
That's asking to be blown out.
yeah, that's asking to be blown out by a lightning bolt on the Archdruid. Like, if Lewis is attacking that means he wants the Eidolon to die more than you do.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I don't know. I think I might have actually just taken 2 and gone to 8.
Yeah.
Like, there's a non-zero part of me that would have done that. He's got 1 card in his hand.
Because that means he'll either, play the Goblin Guide and a second Eidolon and take 4, or just play the Eidolon and take 2, go down to 6.
Or he might not play anything.
Or he might not play anything and only have a cattle hut.
Yeah, and then he'll be at...
If he didn't play anything, he'd still be at 8, but...
you would be attacking for 6 and locking him under the Eidolon.
Yeah.
Which is not nothing. Did you miss anything? I'm not sure when you left, to be honest.
Yeah, not sure when you left...
Company will not trigger Eidolon, which is
Right.
good. And if Jacob finds a Shaman, this is going to be great. Although it looks like he found a Scavenging Ooze, which is also great.
That's really good.
Yeah.
But only a Skewz.
I mean, if we're only picking cards that he could draw.
Yeah.
So it looks like he's going to activate Scavenging Ooze, going to gain a life, put a +1/+1 counter on it.
But with Eidolon on the battlefield, paying 4 mana for his Skewz so that you don't take 2 damage...
Yeah, because that's like
that
actually...
gains you the life that you would have...
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually, like, strangely relevant. And this is now a 4/4, can't be Lightning Bolted.
Can't be bolted.
Can't be Rift Bolted, can't be Searing Blades.
Stops in the cattle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, like, that was probably the best draw for... Actually, I think the best draw would have been Shaman of the Pack.
Yeah.
But, like, this was a very high on the list card.
Yeah.
So Lewis looking at, was that another cattle?
Cattle.
It's going to go to 6 for that?
I think he's just trying to get enough creatures to not die.
I think he's actually trying to not lose on the board, which is not...
another going up to 13
Which-
and a 5/5.
Yeah, which, if you're playing an Eidolon, is not where you want to be.
Yeah.
Like, not losing on the board. Quote-unquote, not losing on the board.
Yeah.
And if I'm Jacob, I just want to play the Dwynen's Elite first, and I want to turn him sideways.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, you're winning on the board so hard, that it doesn't matter. I mean, Lewis probably going to double block with those just because, well,
Are there any
They're
other creatures?
doing
I don't think
anything.
there are any other creatures in the
no,
game.
I think Jacob ate the last ones of the creatures, so he's going to kill an... See, I don't like that attack. You just sacrificed your scavenging ooze for a wild Mikado?
Yeah.
That wasn't doing anything anyway. So Jacob gonna take 2, gonna play Dwynen's Elite, get a token, and we should actually have elf tokens out there.
I think he wants to use his foul foil.
Ugh. I am disappointed. It looks like a...
And a Lava Mancer. That's going to be big.
Yeah, Lavamancer's a really great draw.
But still goes down to 4. He can only cast 2 more spells.
Yep, and actually, if Jacob turns everything sideways like he should, especially if he has that second... He has a second Archdruid. I just saw him draw a second Archdruid.
Then that should be game.
Yeah, just cast the second Archdruid and turn everything sideways. Yeah, he goes to 9. And then all of your dudes eat all of his dudes in combat. Just turn them all sideways.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jacob. Thank you. Finally, someone is listening to me. So, it's actually... Lewis is just dead, because he can only block 4 things, and there are 6 attackers.
Mm-hmm.
And all of them are at least 3 power. Or 2 power. Yeah, looks like Jacob won this game. That's a very nice game from Jacob.
Yeah.
And then, actually, that game is a testament to... you can still get locked under your own Eidolon.
Yeah. So a lot of the chat's talking about Tron and how well it's positioned right now because, according to a couple of sources, it has bumped down to a tier 2 deck.
I mean, like...
Again, like
It's
Coleman
still
said
fine.
earlier, it's the tier rankings are more about popularity than
Yeah,
anything.
it's not... I mean, it's still gonna...
And TJ also mentioned it in chat that there hasn't been a lot of places for Tron to really shine lately,
Mhm.
but there's been a lot of like MTGO tournaments
Yeah,
going on,
sure.
and people don't play Tron on MTGO.
It's not a very good... It's
Because
there's a
from
lot
what I
of
hear,
burn.
it's
There's a lot of red
really
decks.
it's really difficult to play Tron
Mhm.
on MTGO, as well as from what I hear, Company,
Oh, Company's horrible to play online.
because there's no shortcutting.
There's no shortcut.
Yeah. So it's, from what I imagine, it's roughly the same as.
So that second game's actually interesting because you saw him beat the Eidolon, but in game 1, I think it was vastly different.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
he didn't have any board state.
Yeah.
His one land and Dort got bolted, and he to his credit, Jacob actually had almost the same hand, but he was on the play and had multiple lands.
Yeah. Being on the play definitely helps. Like, that's one thing TJ always talks about Vern is being on the play with Eidolon. It's easily the best 4 cards in the deck.
Oh yeah,
Being on the draw, it becomes like
a lot worse.
you have to play it on your turn too. Otherwise, it's just terrible.
Yeah, and it actually looks like Lewis kept a hand without an Eidolon,
Hmm.
which I'm not sure. I think I would probably I might aggressively mulligan to an Eidolon of the Great Revel.
Yeah.
So it looks like Goblin Guide's going to trigger. It's going to reveal a Collected Company, which is actually a pretty good one. And if Jacob has a Dwynen's Elite here, he can actually go Dwynen's Elite, then play more dudes,
Yeah.
and that would actually be probably the best turn 2 that Jacob could have. Looks like Lewis is going to fetch, and Shock going to go to 15. I assume he's going to suspend a Rift Bolt,
Hmm.
which, yeah, that's going to be pretty good. Pre-maximum, or sorry, not pre-maximum. Jake, TJ did not abandon you. He's actually outside, but he has other stuff to do. And it looks like we do see a Dwynen's Elite, and I would
Yeah.
just tap the 3 mana, play some more dudes. Does he have another Dwynen's Elite? Because that'd be great.
Yeah, that would have been fantastic.
So this Rift Bolt going to come off suspend, and I have to imagine it's going to hit this Heritage Druid.
Yeah.
Because at this point, you're going to basically cut him off infinite mana.
Hmm.
You get a Prowess trigger, and if you have like a Searing Blazer, it'd be great because you can take down this and you can get down more damage.
Hmm. But Premax, you are right. Like the tier lists still like determine a lot about the meta and the format and whatnot. But it does come down to like the popular decks are tier 1. Like, but it's also they wouldn't be popular if they weren't tier 1. They wouldn't be tier 1 if they weren't popular.
Mhm.
So it's kind of a circle, but for the most part, the tier list is who's playing the deck, who they're playing against, what they're playing against. There's too many factors to just say this deck is tier 1 because it's better than everything else.
Sure. And so on that last turn, we saw a suspended Rift Bolt going to take down a dude, and then was cast another Rift Bolt targeting the only untapped creature.
Mm-hmm.
So we got in for more points like that, and I really like that line.
Yeah, no, that definitely works because that gets your prowess trigger and so you can efficiently swing in for 4.
Yeah, and like that's the one thing I like. I don't see a lot of burn players doing. Just like, oh, Rift Bolt you can just cast for 3, and it's still like fine. It's not great, but like it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're 2 away from TJ getting a new hat.
Oh man, this is exciting.
Oh, by the way, if you are all wondering, at 100 viewers, someone has promised to get TJ a brand new hat. And I cannot tell you how happy he is. So tell your friends, tell your enemies,
Just go
tell
make a
anyone.
second account and then just start watching it dual screens.
Hey, I will not say no to that, but keep in mind that might be against the Twitch TOS.
That's true.
Hey, look at that. The command is actually for the right date now. So we've got a Lava Spike going at the face, attack. I would imagine this is going to go block, kill the Goblin Guide. And I think I would have liked to
It's
see...
a 2/3, right?
yeah, it's going to be 2-3. It's just a chump.
No, the Shaman. Shaman's a 2/3?
Chump's a 3-2.
3/2, okay.
Yeah, if it was a 2-3, it'd be a little bit less aggressive. So I think I would have liked to have seen a double block, but like that probably gets you blown up by any spell.
Yeah.
And like Jacob is at 7, but I mean he does have double Collected Company, and I assume that Cavern is going to be on Elves. I can't imagine.
The main phasing Collected Company?
Sure, that's actually probably fine.
And I think I saw Finks in there. Which, that's a snap grab right there.
Mm-hmm. And I have to imagine this Cavern is on Elf. Yep, looks like there's a Kitchen Finks. He's going to get a trigger, and if Lewis doesn't have a Skullcrack, I really like Jacob's chances, and it looks like he doesn't.
Yeah.
And on most of the time, I don't agree with casting Company main phase. I think just the ability to, get more value out of like blocking or something. Most of the time, this is actually a point where I genuinely like it.
Yeah.
Because even if you don't find a Kitchen, if you find another Elf and a Heritage Druid, you can just cast more things.
Oh, that's tapped.
Yeah, why don't you go mention that?
Stomping Grounds is tapped?
Oh, yeah.
Lewis trying to cheat. I can't say what I want to say,
I
but
know,
Lewis is trying to
was
cheat.
thinking it too.
So Jacob going to cast the second Company. He's actually going to find 2 Scavenging Oozes if he wants them, but I think he also has access to a Shaman in the pack.
That's good.
Shaman would be for 5 and put him to 5, but I think I like the Shaman of the pack here. What about you?
Yeah, it'll be able to, even if he gets a single prop.
Mm.
Is that double scavenging?
Yeah, see, I don't really like that much.
Yeah.
Just because 2 Scavenging Oozes, they tend to fight themselves for targets in the graveyard.
Yeah.
It's not Tireless Tracker. It's not when you sack a clue,
Right.
or when you gain a life you put 2 counters.
Yeah.
It's just like it's just one creature gets it.
As well as he's only got 1 green up right now.
Yeah. So an attack from Lewis gonna put attack from Jacob gonna put Lewis to 7, and then Lewis isn't in that good of a spot.
Yeah, he's really not.
Yeah.
I think not getting that Eidolon. I feel like that's really where Burn
Yeah.
just stomps elves.
Yeah. I think this game is vastly different if Lewis has an Eidolon.
Yeah.
Like it's I don't think it's even that close.
2 Collected Companies and both of them grabbing some form of life gain for Jacob
and
definitely helps.
Like that first company wasn't even that great.
Uh,
Like it was a Heritage Druid and a Kitchen
yeah.
Finks. Like
Was it Heritage?
yeah, it was the
Yeah,
Heritage Druid and
it
the
was,
Kitchen
you're
Finks.
right.
Like, I mean, yeah, I don't like getting the second Scavenging Ooze, obviously.
Yeah, I think 1 plus the Shaman would have been almost.
I think that might have actually probably won the game
Yeah.
on the spot.
That
To
would
be
have been
honest.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Yeah, and
and then swing for 3. He'd be down to 2 right now.
yeah, and that's if Lewis doesn't want to block. And I
Yeah.
think at that point you kind of have to block.
Which would just give Jacob.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I think
I don't
if
know.
I'm Jacob, I'm blocking each of them with 2s that don't matter anymore.
Yeah.
And then I'm pumping the other Scavenging Ooze.
You don't want to just try and kill?
No, I don't think so. I think at this point, Lewis has to have like basically perfect, be
giving it
perfect.
Double strike?
I think he's just going to the face.
going to the face, getting the prowess trigger. That's that's what it is.
Okay, and it looks
And
like
he's
he's actually
gonna-
just going to go for that.
Yeah, he's gonna go for the kill, but in response, he's gonna fetch.
I think Lewis has to
Probably
go for a
not
basic
shock.
mountain.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he's just dead. And I think he's just dead no matter what,
And
unfortunately.
there's your white border.
Oh, see, look at that. Look at that.
Mhm.
Someone's paying attention to me. Someone understands my love of basic lands. So Lewis is going to search. I think he has an Atarka's command. But that's only going to put Jacob to 2. And then he's probably just going to go 2, and then he just loses. Yeah, I mean, Elves taking it down.
Yeah, that was really well done.
Yeah, I can't say that I actually saw that one coming. I would have assumed going into the match that.
But watching Game 3 there is like you never would have thought that Burn had much of a chance.
Yeah.
Like, sure, Jacob still got down to 5, but like that's what a lot of decks do is they at least like let you think you're winning until they just kill you.
Yeah, and then that might also be something that also might end up that that Lewis still had cards like Boros Charm and Lava Spike in his deck, which I don't really want to see when you have to deal with the board. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure if I liked Lewis's sideboard plans, but even then, Jacob just had better. He just had a better plan, and yeah, even if that second collectivity wasn't the best, it still won.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, that was a well played match by Jacob. All right, well, I will
Is there another
see.
game? You're not the-
We'll see you guys back up in the booth. And we are back. There we go. I promise nothing happened. And Tex is just checking to see if we have another match.
If I can get this door.
The door is always the problem. Hi, welcome to Geek Fortress. I'm Coleman. My co-host today is Texas. We are playing some awesome modern games. And then oh, yeah, he did actually win that game. We just saw Elves actually taking down Burn, and actually a pretty good matchup for Burn, I should say. Just because of the card Eidolon of the Great Revel. That's going to be very, very good against creatures with less than 3 converted mana cost. But to the almost 100 people watching the stream... Hi.
Somebody tell you have credit from yesterday?
What?
You gave me the win. I won the tournament. I gave you $10 credit
Oh, okay. Cool.
for giving me that.
Oh.
I just wanted to make sure somebody told you.
Oh, yeah, no one told me.
I'm telling you now.
Oh, okay, thanks.
There's only one game still playing.
Mhm.
It's Slivers versus Band Eldrazi.
Oh,
They're
okay.
in game 1 still.
In game 1?
There's 25 minutes left on the clock. Everybody else is done.
Oh, that sounds like a grind if I ever heard one.
Yeah.
So this is actually round 2. I don't know why I didn't change it. My apologies. Hashtag...
Coleman's fault.
Sure. So, you said it was Bant Eldrazi and... I'm sorry.
Slivers.
Slivers. Right, Slivers. The other tribal deck that apparently no one seems to like.
Yeah, I mean, I think the idea of the deck is fun, but it never seems like it starts off strong, but then just kind of peters out.
Yeah, as someone told me, it's like the 4th best Aether Vial deck.
Yeah.
Because you have Merfolk's probably the best one. Then you have probably Death and Taxes.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
And then maybe actually it might be the 3rd best. Actually Eternal Command. Eternal Command's probably the
Eternal Command, only because it's so fun to play Eternal Command.
and also because it can lock you out with
Yeah.
Aether Vials.
Yeah.
And then it's probably Soul Sister or Slivers.
Does Soul Sisters play Aether Vial?
No.
Oh no, that's not. He wasn't talking to us.
Yeah, I
Got it.
yeah, I
What about Soul Sisters? Asking NBCA.
I think you'll win every single burn matchup you'll ever play in your life, which is not nothing when you're playing against TJ. He does not like advocating for Soul Sisters, but you know what? I do. because I enjoy a Johnny's Pride Night. What about you?
I mean, it's a fun deck, but
Oh, my apologies. 5-color humans. I forgot about the 5-color humans deck. Thanks, Doro. Thanks, Doro.
I still would say Slivers beats out humans.
Okay, that's fair.
No, TJ's not playing tonight. He is running the store while Dylan is away.
Yeah,
Hopefully Dylan gets here soon.
Hashtag blame Dylan.
Yeah. We can blame Dylan on that one. Because if Dylan doesn't get here before, what, 8:30?
8:30. Yep.
Coleman's going to leave, and if Dylan isn't here, then I have to do the stream by myself.
Yeah. Don't worry. I'm sure we'll be fine.
I'm sure.
So, apparently, I'm just forgetting all of these sweet tribal decks because Allies also plays Vials.
No. You said it's the 4th best, not the only 4.
I know, but, like, I think probably Allies is better than Slivers.
I don't know.
What?
I like the idea of Slivers more than I like the idea of Allies.
Man, you were all more on the Slivers train.
I like Slivers. I played it in
Okay.
Standard when it was a thing briefly.
Okay, that's
it
fair.
didn't last long, though.
That is 100% fair. To almost 100 people. There are almost 100 people here.
We kind of dropped down to 90. We need 10 more people, guys. TJ needs a new hat.
That's true. When we hit 100, you say that and we jump to 96.
We're almost there, guys. 4 more.
Clearly.
That says 97.
Oh, see, look at that. Oh, man. We got different numbers here. These numbers are not lying. I swear. They're not misleading anyone. They're 100% pure, even if they're saying two different things. But, to the people, to everyone watching, hello, I'm Coleman.
I'm Texas.
We're coming at you from a sweet store in Snohomish, Washington called Geek Fortress, playing some modern action. Yeah, we had some really cool matches coming through here. Round 1, you saw Affinity losing, unfortunately.
To Bushwhacker Zoo.
Uh-huh.
Such a great deck.
And then round 2, the red deck lost. We got the one hand, the red deck won, and then the other hand, the red deck lost.
Well, I think Zoo should always beat out Burn.
That's true, but if we're talking about those matches.
Yeah.
Got the Bushwhacker Zoo with actually a pretty fast hand. Game 1, now that I'm thinking about it.
Game 1 was an incredibly fast hand.
Yeah. And
only because of Simeon Spear Guide.
Yeah, I think that might have been just the real tipping point. And then the second round, you just saw probably that at least that game 3, maybe a little subpar burn game. But that second game was really what Jacob wanted.
Yeah. Green White Hate Bears. plays Vile.
Are we just naming Aether
All right.
Vial decks now?
Alright, guys. Just to let you know, this is pretty much live, so like we don't have a script or anything. We don't have any notes in front of us.
Man. Scripts. Who needs scripts? The only scripts you need are for programming.
That's true.
Other than
And
that,
David does all that.
yeah, David. Hashtag David. Always the best person to go for this. We're at 98 people according to this now.
And 96 still up there.
96 up here, but like this one's this is the number, right?
And yes, Texas is also pronounced Tejas. I am
Okay.
called that many times by many people. So
Got the
I'll
old.
answer to both.
Okay, here we go. Send you a Cubs hat. That's what I've been trying to get him to wear a Mariners hat, but he won't do it.
Yeah, you can't show favoritism like that.
No, you can't. Apparently,
I'm
not.
obviously going to be wearing Dallas Cowboys gear once.
He's just wrong. He is 100% wrong.
Everyone plays Tribal Spiders, right? No, we don't do spiders.
In case you guys weren't here for the first round, for the people watching who joined since the first round, Texas has an irrational fear of spiders and snakes.
Yes.
He does not like Patagia Viper, and he does
Nope.
not like Ishkana. Those are the two cards he does not want to see.
Mystic Snake is okay.
Oh, Mystic Snake, that one's cool?
That one's okay, only because it's just like, it's a total surprise.
Ah,
I don't
okay.
have time to
You don't
not
have time
like
to process
Yeah.
it? Like, oh crap, it's a snake.
Yeah, it's just there.
Tribal Squirrels, that's a good one.
Tribal Squirrels. Red Baron has actually made a Tribal Squirrels EDH deck.
Oh, of course he has.
It worked, actually. So.
Was it Earthcraft?
Yes.
Oh, that's what I thought.
Squirrelcraft.
Oh, sorry, Squirrelcraft. I have to apologize. I have to get those names right. Those to everyone in the chat. Since we're on
Jurgensen, that's what I'm talking about. It's not irrational. They can kill you.
Oh, okay. Well, just piggybacking on that. While we're all talking about tribes, what is your favorite tribe in Magic? And I'm gonna go to you first, since
I'm a dragon guy.
I think everyone can kind of tell what my favorite tribe is. I have not been quiet about it in the past.
Mine is definitely dragons.
Okay.
I built 5-color dragon EDH,
Mm-hmm.
and the best game I ever had was I played Lurking Predators, and then somebody played. Cannot remember the name of the card, but they played. Everybody puts in like the top 3 cards in the middle whenever you cast a spell.
Oh, Knowledge Pool.
Knowledge Pool.
Ah.
Somebody else's Lurking Predators got sent to the Knowledge Pool, and so I was the next person to cast a spell. Got their Lurking Predators, so I had 2 Lurking Predators. Now the way Knowledge Pool works is you cast the spell.
Yep.
It gets exiled and put into the Knowledge Pool, and then you cast
A new
spell.
spell, yeah.
So every single time somebody casts one spell, I got 4 dragons.
Oh
off it.
man.
I had every dragon on the battlefield. And then people were just like, you know what? I can't beat every single dragon in the game.
See, I know what I would do there. I would just cast a Crater of Behemoth. And I would cast another spell and get another Crater of Behemoth. That's how I play. That's how I play the form. That's how I play Magic. Meanwhile, you guys didn't see that. The text was looking up cakes.
No, it was just Facebook. They're
Cakes.
still playing. Are they still game 1? They're still game 1.
Ooh,
It's
buddy.
16:45 on the clock.
Oh man.
I'm trying to. Hopefully they'll go over to kill.
The Eldrazi Displacer that Eli has is just basically tapping down all of Nora's creatures, and so Nora's not drawing into anything to like be able to stop.
So how isn't he winning then?
Because he doesn't have anything. Because she has all vigilance, so she tries to sign. She could trade. He doesn't. She doesn't have the swap for the Sedge Sliver to make them her creatures actually bigger than his, so she doesn't want to swing. But he doesn't want to swing because then she can crack back.
So it's
So
pretty
for-
much
so-
Eldrazi's doing Eldrazi and Slivers are doing Slivers.
Yeah, pretty much.
Got it.
Fantastic.
So Eldrazi Displays are holding down, apparently, legions of slivers,
Yeah.
but without an actual sliver legion.
Yeah.
Because if there was an actual sliver legion, I'm pretty sure slivers would win that. Not
If you want, I'm sure I could find somebody to go on stream just to.
Oh, I think
to
we're.
do whatever.
I think we're.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean,
There's
they
like-
should almost be done.
Yeah.
And then they'll move over for.
Apparently, all the slivers player needs is like one swamp,
Yeah.
and the game will turn one way or the other.
Hmm.
See, look at that. We
Yeah.
got TJ as the sideline reporter saying slivers is close to winning.
Excellent.
So, look at that. We're at 92 people now.
TJ would make burn a creature type.
Creature type burn.
I
Gotta
like
say.
I like the Jund Tribal. Jund is definitely one of my more favorite decks.
I gotta say, I'm a big fan of the tribal kitchen finks.
Tribal Kitchen.
You just play 40 kitchen finks.
There you go.
You will never lose to a burn deck.
I mean, there's few decks you could lose to.
No,
Gaining 2.
You can lose to like 2 lands, meddling mage, and kitchen fink skill.
Deck and Stone.
Deck and Stone also good against your mono kitchen finks. Why is this game not on the stream? Because they actually started. They're actually in the middle of game 1.
Yeah, they're in game 1.
Yeah,
They haven't had a chance to move.
We
yet.
haven't had a chance to move them. Otherwise, we are gonna try to get game 2.
Yeah.
And if it's anything like game 1,
Mm-hmm.
man, that looks complicated. And I love complicated board states.
Yeah.
They're
Hopefully.
my favorite things to analyze. Oh, Bolt Tribe, Worst Tribe. Oh man, you don't know that. Why you gotta hate on the Bolt Tribe?
Easy to kill me? Yes. Also, like, your name fits Zoo perfectly. Because you just, you do nothing but hurt yourself so that you can win. So it's pretty easy to kill.
one misplaced shock and you're dead.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I shouldn't have shocked there. Oh crap.
Planeswalker Master Race? Sure.
I mean, like tribal planeswalkers.
I like Super Friends.
I mean, I don't know. I can't. I mean, like Boggart, the planeswalker.
Hmm?
It actually has planeswalk, so it's a planeswalker.
Right. That's why they don't print Planeswalk.
I know, but they did, and it was awesome. And now you get to make the joke of it was always the first planeswalker.
Yeah.
Like, I think the first planeswalker was in Legends
Mm-hmm.
because it says planeswalk and it's a legend. It's the first legendary planeswalker. Yeah, you can tell my
only
mind.
the good zoos damage yourself. Like turn 1 is always fetch shock into something.
Fetch shock into like maybe Walnacottle
Yeah.
or Kurdape
Or
or
Kurdape, Lone
something
Lion.
like that.
And then turn 2 is always either fetch shock or just shock. So you're always like your starting life total is not 20 when you're playing zoo. It's
Well,
like
yeah.
13 to 15 is what you're starting.
So
life.
basically, it's Fetch Shock Thoughtseize.
Yeah.
I'm familiar with that. Like that's always my favorite story. Like I'm not. I still look at hashtag Team Muldrifter. Right on. Hashtag Team Muldrifter. That always reminds me of my favorite story of there's a guy playing against Burn, and he knew he was playing against Burn. So his Burn opponent's on a mulligan to like 3 or 4, and he goes turn 1 Fetch Shock Thoughtseize.
I
And
think
he-
that's okay.
And he knows he's playing against Burn. Okay, and
Right.
he reveals his hand. It's kind of like mediocre because he's on a mulligan to 3.
Right.
And he like takes his spell. He goes, okay, sure, whatever. Untap. Fetch Shock. Fetch Shock. Play Tarmogoyf. And the guy goes, okay, draw land. I'm gonna play like a random 2-drop. And he goes, Fetch Shock again, because he's not gonna lose. And like I think he plays like Blood Moon or something. And so the Burn guy goes, okay, draw. Traitorous Blood your Tarmogoyf, attack you.
Mm-hmm.
And like Burn players, the Jund player's at like 3 now, but like the Burn player doesn't have any cards left. Like there's like a counter on his Goyf, and his Goyf's going to town, and then he goes, okay, draw Traitorous Blood, take your Goyf, kill you. And because he had dealt like 10 damage to himself because he didn't think he was gonna lose.
Yeah.
So I'm a fan of the Shock mana base, but
Mm-hmm.
don't go overboard.
Yeah. I mean, like if you're fetch shocking, then a Blood Moon will just kill you.
Yeah, that's true. I might be misremembering it, but
Yeah.
I remember that it was always he shocked himself way too much and got punished for it on the Burn player's mulligan to 3. There we go. Fetch Shock, Gitaxian Probe, Mishra's Bobble, Narrow Dryad Pass.
Fetch shocks for Spearing Position.
There we go. Look at that, Doro. Doro's got it. That's how you start the game at 10 and have your opponent like bolt you.
Are they moving?
Nora Riley will be facing the wall with Slivers.
Okay.
Facing the wall or on the wall?
Facing the wall.
Okay.
Against Eli, who will be on the wall. Slivers took game 1
Oh snap.
because Vigilance is a thing.
Okay.
Hi everybody, give me a new hat. Also, just hi everybody, it's good to have you all here.
TJ
We're
says
89 right
hi.
Also, the mystery happening with this name as opposed to that name,
I know, right?
it is like information about him. This is an estate of mystery.
It's also a state.
That's the joke.jpg?
Yeah.
Could someone upload
I
that?
thought that was
I'll
a
allow a
GIF.
link.
I thought that was a GIF.
Yes, we are
Sorry,
still in
I
round 2,
prefer
Teddy.
Jiffy.
Well, you're just wrong.
You prefer Jiffy.
They're setting up.
Awesome. All right. So, Sliver's taking game 1 against the Eldrazi deck. Gotta say, I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm not very familiar with this matchup, but it sounds awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Something similar for you?
Yeah, for the most part. It's the biggest thing is I feel like Eli's confidence is what's gonna allow him
Oh,
to
sure.
lose the game.
Sure. Like, I'm just gonna play these things because like I'm
Yeah.
playing better dudes than you are.
Yeah.
All right. Well, how about this? Everyone in the chat, A, is it GIF or GIF? And then B, who do you think's gonna win, Bant, Eldrazi, or Slivers?
Whirly 25, I don't appreciate whatever that is.
We will see you down there. And here we go. And I forgot to hit the save button again. This always happens, and I got people messed up. My bad. Every single time. It always happens.
So whatever your like instinct is to put up there,
I know.
do
I
the
should like
opposite.
reverse it.
Like as soon
Oh.
as you start typing one name, erase it and type the other name.
Yeah, apparently that's what I need to do. It's actually kind of
Nobody should like Eldrazi.
Ugh.
I don't know. I like the idea of the deck.
I like the card Reality Smasher. Does that count?
You can't just like one card of the deck. At least 2. You like Thought Knot here?
That's true. So got Nora, I think, probably going to be on the draw, and Eli going to be on the play. Looks like they're both going to keep their opening 7s. So you've got Eli with a Windswept Heath and going to crack that, probably going to shock himself. Yep, get a breeding pool. I would imagine a Mandork's going to come down pretty quick.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully he plays a Hierarch. Does he play birds?
I believe he does play birds
Okay.
and a Hierarch. I
Yeah.
think it's probably a 4-2 split.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure about that one. This really isn't my this really isn't my forte on the deck.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Turnip.
There we go. Now it hits.
Tripnip? My bad, Tripnip.
The old SpongeBob quote. It's a good one.
Yeah,
Good SpongeBob quotes.
getting SpongeBob up in here.
So, we're gonna see an Ancient Strings off here.
That's pretty good.
Yep. So we're gonna look at the top 5. Gonna see what our options are. We got a Reality Smasher, an Eldrazi Temple, which he just takes.
Just immediately.
immediately takes, which means he's,
Which, that's fine.
which if I'm seeing that,
Looks like a Thought Knot in hand.
Cavern. You know, if you're gonna take a guess, what do you think that Cavern is on?
Probably dragons.
Ah, it's a good one. I'm gonna go with Slivers.
That's fair. And we do have an Aether Vial out as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty good turn 1.
Continuing the theme of what's the best vial deck?
Yeah, we're gonna find out.
Mm-hmm. Eli showing his hand of Displacer. Was that Thought Knot Seer in 2 lands?
I think I saw a Thought Knot. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If
Did you think you did, or did you think not?
Okay.
So it looks like Nora's actually on 1 land. Because she declined to play a 2nd land, and actually Eli on double.
And
double
there's a
tempo.
Thought Knot.
Yeah, there's a Thought Knot.
We get a sweet look at what she's got.
Mm-hmm. Thought Knot Seer, actually. Why don't I just pull that card up for people who don't quite...
Oh, now we get to play a really fun game of Guess That Sliver.
Oh, I love Guess That Sliver!
Alright, so
Got it.
I believe the white ones here are Vigilance.
That's actually Sinew Sliver, I believe.
I don't know what that is.
Let's look that up. Yep, there's a Sinew Sliver there.
All slivers get +1/+1. Okay,
Mhm.
so an Anthem Sliver.
Got
We got Lifelink Sliver, Siphon.
Sedge Sliver, I know that one.
And I think the other one is Haste Sliver, the other red one.
It's a Blur Sliver. So we've got 2 Anthems, Haste, Diffusion Sliver, which are those 2 right there. That's those the Frost Titan Sliver, as we like to call it. And a Sedge Sliver, which actually might be the weirdest one of all. So Sedge Sliver actually is an Anthem. When you control a swamp,
That's the... Okay.
yeah.
When you... All slivers have this creature gets +1/+1 as long as you control a swamp and black to regenerate.
Yeah.
And he's getting one of the just regular
The regular Anthem Slivers.
Anthem. And I think that's a pretty safe play.
Yeah, I think
And
that's
except
probably the
she
best one. It's also the...
just drew one.
Well, look, hey, sometimes this happens.
Yeah.
So now we're going to activate that Aether Vial. Going to put a actually Diffusion Sliver into play. And, yep. Oh, look at that. Got it on the first try, I swear. Yeah. Diffusion Sliver, is affectionately known as Frost Sliver.
Right.
Because of the ability that says counter that spell or ability unless they pay 2. Also known as Frost Titan. So, although, crucially, Nora drawing... Ooh, this is good. Can exile that Aether Vial. That is the World Breaker. Did you know that...
Jeez, that was fast.
Yeah, it turns out triple Eldrazi Temple, pretty good when you want to cast big spells.
Yeah.
So, World Breaker, did you know that that World Breaker actually breaks worlds?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I saw a documentary on the subject. It wasn't a very long one.
Sure. World Breaker hitting the
Aether Vial.
The Aether Vial.
Ah, but we got a backup one.
Got it back.
Yeah,
Seems
let's look
good.
at that. I don't
This
even...
is not going well for Nora.
No, I can't... this is not looking great.
Surprised we didn't see a swing from Thought Knot last turn.
I think we did, actually. That's why Nora's at 16.
Oh. Just kidding.
See, look at that.
That was a
Look
prank.
at that. Texas, he's got this. He's thinking ahead. He's just forging ahead. He's not thinking about the past. He's just thinking about the future.
Yeah. Sure.
So this Cavern of Souls for Eli, and you know what? I gotta imagine that one's on Jellyfish. Jellyfish, an underrated creature type to name with your caverns. So Eli gonna play an Eldrazi Displacer and just turn him
And
sideways.
Swing for 9.
Yeah. turns out most of your guys that attack,
He doesn't have white to activate Displacer, though.
it's colorless to activate. It's white to cast.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
then
why you
never
saw
mind.
that cavern actually on the Eldrazi side. Which, by the way, now we have multiple caverns. I did not think this would come up, but here we are. Let's see if that works. That does not work at all, apparently.
Try putting it on number 2 instead of...
Yeah. Alright, now let's try it here.
Nailed it.
Okay, there we go. Good enough.
Alright, so let's hope they don't play another one.
Yeah, please, no more caverns. It looks like Nora actually do a third vial. And
And he's flickering Thought Knot.
in her draw steps. So
Yeah, draws a card,
Mhm.
draws a card from Thought Knot leaving, and then gets one ripped out.
yeah, and it looks like
You rip out Aether Vial.
yeah. I mean, Nora can't cast a single spell
Yeah.
if you exile that Aether Vial, which I mean is not where you want to be if you're on one land, not
Yeah.
drawing lands. And I gotta say, we're coming down to the end of the round, and it looks like we might see a draw because Eli's probably going to win this game.
Well, there's 2 minutes out on that clock, and
Oh,
they're
okay.
probably going to give him a 2-minute extension.
Okay,
so
so
we can probably put 4 minutes on.
we're probably working with a bit of an extension here,
Probably need to stop it first.
but I think we're going to be okay.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see an extension. Going to go to turns. Although I think Eli's probably going to win this game in maybe 2 or 3 turns. Just need to update those life totals here.
Oh, and it looks like he got another Anthem instead of the Aether Vial.
I'm not sure I agree with that, but I don't think it's going to be super relevant.
Yeah.
I think
I guess if he's got a World Breaker, you just flicker World Breaker.
it's when you cast Worldbreaker.
Just kidding, don't flicker.
I mean, be my guest. If you want to flicker, we're not going to
Yeah.
tell you no.
Yeah.
But, be warned.
Pseudo Vigilance.
Yeah. and
No,
looks-
because they intertapped. God, I'm good at this.
looks like Eli actually has a Drowner of Hope. Which, gotta say, one of the most accurate titles of a card I've ever
Yeah.
heard. Especially at this point. Just gonna drown Nora of all the hope in the game and sure, make it uncounterable. Why not? Get 2 Scions gonna come down, and I don't think it really matters. Just gonna send them all sideways. Spawn tokens are not Scions. For the record, those spawns have 0 power, Scions have 1.
Right.
So, Eli, just gonna do that. I think they might have agreed to a draw, or they might have agreed to a draw right now. Just because they know that the games are going to go later.
You're going
So you guys are going.
Sweet.
They are.
Excellent.
The not often seen middle of the match handshake. Gotta say, you don't see that very often.
Yeah.
Now, actually, while that happened, are you a fan of the middle of the game handshake?
Only if it, like, it's one of those, some people are like, either always okay with it or never okay with it, but to me
Okay.
it's like, if both players are having fun, and, obviously Nora knew she couldn't do anything.
Sure.
Eli knew she couldn't do anything, so it's not the end of the world if... And, I mean, Eli's a nice guy. He doesn't mean anyone any harm most of the time.
Eli
so-
has affectionately labeled himself as Psyduck when he's playing Magic because he has such a big headache.
Right.
Of course, I call him Golduck because he's got some sweet spiky hair.
Yeah. So it's...
So looks like we're gonna be starting the game up. Maybe have maybe 5 or maybe like 2 minutes left on the clock. After all,
What's the time extension? Okay. So I got like 2.5 minutes.
got about
left.
2.5 minutes. So we'll just call it 2 minutes. I mean,
We'll see input die when it gets turns.
yeah. Eli does not actually have a sideboard for the deck build yet.
Nice.
So he's just operating with the 60 cards in his deck, as Richard Garfield intended, right? that's how that works.
Good evening, Brisket. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah. Well, by the way, welcome to everyone joining.
Mm-hmm.
My name's Coleman.
I am Texas.
We're streaming from Geek Fortress. We got some modern tournaments up here. Oh snap! Did we hit 100 people?
I see 101 on one of our two
people. Hype!
numbers.
Type exclamation point hype! Exclamation point hype! Anyway, We've
That's
got
awesome.
that sweet modern here. You can see we've got Bant Eldrazi versus Slivers going to a game 3. Hey, if you like what we got so far, and hey, if you're here, we have to assume you like it, and hit that follow button. It should be somewhere around here if you're on mobile, and like here if... Ow!
I want a new hat, Teddy Swaint. Wait, did we actually?
I see 101 here.
There's 101 there, but only 98 up there.
I get a new hat.
TJ has gotten a new hat.
Jorgensen says there's also 101.
We've
All
got
right.
we've got multiple people
I
saying
appreciate
101.
all of you. You are all my favorites. All the time.
See, now it's not down to 97.
You
but
can't
that's still
tell,
at 101.
but you can't. I'm smiling.
A wild TJ appears. So anyway, get into the game.
Yeah. Turn 1, we got down an Eighth of Isle from Nora.
Off a Sliver Hive, which is actually going to be a very important card to see.
And we're already in turn 1. I feel
Look
like,
at that.
I feel like Nora can't win in 5 turns, but if Eli manages to get Temple,
That's
he
fair.
might have a chance, but probably not.
Well, you've got you're gonna have 3 and 5 for Eli, so it's gonna have to be.
He's only going to get one display or one smasher down, so this is going to be a 1-1 draw.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Although the path taking care of this, yeah, it's
Yeah.
after seeing that path, I think it's gonna be pretty obvious that it's
Yeah.
gonna be that.
But he did draw the smasher,
Yeah.
and there's one Temple.
I mean,
There's a displacer.
at this point, I think I'd be pretty funny if Nora was the first person to get in damage,
Mm-hmm.
and that'd be kind of hilarious. And I think we are on actually turn 4. I don't think they moved the die.
No, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, well, yeah, it'd be 4 for Nora, right? And it's her turn. I
Oh.
don't think it's super important, but
Yeah, they know what they're doing at
yeah,
least.
I hope.
Hopefully.
Yeah, cross your fingers and hope.
It's okay, TJ. You only made me have a limp for the next couple days.
That humble brag, though. So you got a Thought-Knot Seer coming down. I'm going to look at Nora's hand. See 2 Sedge Slivers. Hey, look at that.
You should take one of those. Good call.
It's a good call. You know, we should probably play the spells. Should probably activate the spells and abilities. Now we're going to uptick the Vial. Going to probably play...
Nobody's gonna be upset for what hat you get, TJ. Unless it's like, I don't know, a Mariners hat.
Oh, that's hurtful. I don't even know why you do that. That's just hurtful. So,
I'm a Rangers fan.
oh, you would be a Rangers fan.
Of course I am. My name is Texas. I'm
You
obligated
would
to
be
be
a Rangers fan. So, look at that. Nora's the first one to deal damage, and then the game ends.
Yeah, and that's according to sudden death rules, that Nora wins.
I think that's how. That unfortunately is not how we're working today. But no, Eli taking actually a really impressive game 2.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, just that game 1 didn't have quite enough time to go to a real game 3.
I really enjoyed that sentence, by the way.
Thank you. I try. And then we are looking to find round 3 is probably going to show up pretty quickly, you think?
Yeah, it should. That was the last match. Everybody else was finished by
Mhm.
about the 25-minute marker,
Except,
for Slivers and Eldrazi.
yep, they are the weird ones. See you guys up in the booth. I'm going to see if Texas can find another sweet match.
We need a big closet.
See you up in the booth. Welcome to Geek Fortress. That was weirdly Shatner-esque. Yep, that was... actually, to NBC, that actually was Bant. You just didn't see a whole lot of other cards. There is Drowner of Hope, although technically that's devoid, so I don't think it counts. And you would also see cards like Stubborn Denial coming out of the sideboard. But anyway, welcome to Geek Fortress. I'm Coleman. Texas is my co-host, but he's currently out finding a match for round 3. And while we have a lull in the action, so to speak, let's play the game of why don't you tell us where you guys are watching from. We're up here in Snohomish, Washington. We've seen people from Brazil. I'm not even going to try to try to pronounce that word that TJ does, because I know my accent will be atrocious. But yeah, let's see where you guys are coming from. If you are if you like this stream, please hit the follow button. It should be somewhere up there if you're on mobile, and down there if you, or maybe it's down there. I'm not 100% sure where it is if you are on a computer. We got North Dakota from Tayman, Tipnip from Nashville, Ogbrog from Texas. Hey, that's funny enough. Zoidberg from Quebec, NBC from Norway, Hound from Tennessee. Nice. Teddy from around here. Chase is actually from Alberta, Canada. Pretty common, actually, place to see where we're coming. Pretty common place that viewers are coming from. Wisconsin, nice. That's also a pretty common thing. Way to go, Tebin. Forgot to put the exclamation point.
Chance. See? I got it this time.
So what do you got for me?
I got Chance McDougal back on the wall.
Oh, snap.
I think it's the other side, right?
I'm gonna... You know what? We'll do this. We'll do this. He's on Bushwhacker Zoo.
Yep.
And then, who's he playing?
Maeve.
Ah, so what is she on, actually?
On Esper Control.
So she's on the Esper Mentor deck.
I believe so, yeah.
You know, Esper Mentor, not a deck we see very often. By the way, there is someone from Texas watching.
So, does he say where?
Yeah, it's Ogbrog.
Well,
From Texas.
from Texas. Where in Texas? Because I probably have been to that city.
Oh, wow, you're humble bragging that super hard.
I've been all over Texas.
Really quick, Quarthian from New York. Which is, actually pretty good.
That's
Brad from New Brunswick.
Nice.
You don't see that one very often. New Mexico, Norway. It's 5 a.m. there. Which, by the way, thank you for staying up and watching.
Yeah.
Springfield, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and the oddball, Meldrick watching from the Czech Republic.
Nice.
That's really cool. Hurst.
Hashtag global. Also, we are up to 113.
Oh, snap.
So anybody who was doubting before, we are now officially over 100. TJ gets a new hat.
Okay, so, by the way, we got Bushwhacker Zoo against Esper Mentor. Who do you
Yeah.
think's getting?
Bushwhacker. It's just way too fast.
Okay, and with that note, we will see you down there. And always hit that save button. Why am I not always remembering that? And hey, I got
Chance, you guys are good to go.
I got the names right.
Nice.
Progress.
I'm proud of you.
Next up, 200 people. That's right. You want to hit that follow button. You want to tell everyone around. Get that chain lightning going. Hit 200 people. TJ gets more than a new hat.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, that is a very, very weird statement to say. That sounds like baby needs some new shoes. With 200 people, TJ gets some more shoes. Or something. I don't know.
Alright, so Hurst, Texas?
Hurst.
That's good.
Okay.
That's not a bad place.
Looks like maybe Dallas Fort Worth.
Yeah, Dallas Fort Worth area.
Oh,
Hurst.
okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I grew up in Fort Worth.
Which, by the way, Dallas, you know, the GP in November,
Mhm.
we're probably heading there too.
I really want to go.
See, look at that. Look at that. You just gotta remember. Yeah.
Sounds good. It looks like Maeve mulled down to 6 and then
Mhm.
Scry and put it on bottom. Didn't see what it was. It looked like she got a couple of lands.
Thanks for the timer. And the round. Look at that. At least everyone is paying attention. That's not nothing.
Alright, so Inquisition getting pretty much anything out of the deck.
Mm-hmm.
He's got 1 land, a Rancor, 1 Bolt, Devil, Ape, Bushwhacker, and a Cattle. Interesting choice. I think I would have picked Bushwhacker.
I think I would have actually taken the Rancor.
And getting gone for good.
Mhm.
That makes sense.
Yeah, especially since I think if you're not going to take the Bushwhacker, I think you have to take one of the 1-drops. So
Yeah.
you can't surge out the Bushwhacker faster.
Right, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Mm-hmm. And then maybe just writing down all of the cards,
Yeah.
just to make sure she knows what's working with information as fast or make as information on every turn.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty common thing you'll see. Although it looks like actually Maeve has the mentor.
Yeah.
So that might be a reason that she's taking the Vexing Devil. Just to see that, just to make sure that she's not going to die very quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, Fetch Shock by Zoo.
Hey, look at that.
Just the way it should be done.
Fetch Shock, always going to...
We should see the Nikado coming down.
Although only on one land, this Nikado's not going to be as good as it normally would.
That's true. But honestly, the way you think about it, like if you do draw that land, it's better than the ape. And no matter what, it's going to die to Bolt.
Well, I mean, you see a water
Right,
wave
I'm
on the
just
other
saying,
side.
like-
Unless it's Grixis, which, by the way, if it was Grixis, I'd be very happy. But even so, I think...
Like anything that can kill a 3 toughness for the most part in Modern can also kill... Or anything can kill
Okay,
a 2
that's fair.
can also kill a 3. So you'd rather bank on having a 3/3 rather than guarantee a 2/3.
That's true. Actually, Chase just drew a Spirit Guide.
Not quite the land you're looking for.
But Spirit Guide always a funny card
Yeah.
because it acts as a land.
Well, even
but isn't
now you
actually a
can
land.
play ape, play Rancor, swing for 4 right now.
Mhm. That's not nothing.
Yeah.
And like this is pretty quick. This
Yeah.
is not nothing.
I don't know how to pronounce that. What is that? Chylith?
If it's, I'm sure they'll correct you if it's not.
Yeah. Sir, Chylith. D&T, I don't believe we have any today.
I mean, I know Vince is playing Taxes. I'm not sure if it's D&T.
It's...
You mean the D&T deck doesn't want to cast Elishnorn?
I mean-
this is not a D&T deck I'm interested in.
Chance going for the little bit safer and slower play with just the ape.
Mm-hmm.
Swinging in for 2. I think that's fine.
Yeah,
I
think,
really wanted to see that double play there. I think he's saving the guide so that he can have that surprise double spell so he can surge out.
I mean, he could also have this surprise lightning bolt.
That's true.
You don't see the surprise lightning bolt coming on.
If you play around him being tapped out and play the Mentor right now,
Mhm. Which
that's
I think
really good.
I'm not sure you'd want to do because you know he has a bolt already, and like
Right.
if you do that and then
Snap Inquisition, that's pretty good.
bolt you, come on, just do it. Just exile Spirit Guide, bolt you. Ah,
I really want that. Of course, that
you got to get this.
go. Just
Ah.
bolt.
Bolt, 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 bolt.
He's debating whether or not to do it.
I know, I would have done it. I still would have done it. Oh, that's a hand. He drew an emissary.
That's why.
His two draws were emissary.
Because you know what next turn
Spirit
is.
Guide. Oh
Even
yeah,
without a land.
yeah. I think you just have to take the Bushwhacker now.
Or the emissary. Then
Oh
he
yeah,
doesn't
that's
have a
true.
Turn, he doesn't have a play next turn.
That's true. You could take the emissary. I hadn't considered that, but
Like, his next turn play is the same thing. You know, he'll cast Rancor, and then
So how
has
bold
the
do you
bolt.
want to get? Because I kind of want to take the Spirit Guide.
The Spirit Guide.
Yeah, I kind of want to take the Spirit Guide. Since you have an Urvark, but your land doesn't come into play untapped. Oh, she's taking the Rancor.
That's the wrong time to play.
I don't know if I'd take the Rancor. I think
Yeah.
it's either the emissary or the Bushwhacker.
Yeah, and I would have done the emissary because even if Chance draws a land,
Mm-hmm.
that still severely limits what he can play.
Yeah.
Especially since the Rancor is now gone, which
Mhm.
kind of sucks. But and then we'll see.
Although
Just a straight up bolt right now.
Bolt now. Okay, that's actually pretty interesting. Oh, did he draw a second Spirit Guide? Oh, okay. So he's gonna actually
Okay.
play a Goblin Guide, which is
So he's swinging for 6. That's
which is
bad.
not
Yeah.
it's not bad. Although you do end up losing this, and looks like Maeve's gonna reveal a murderous cut. So that's not
That's
nothing. Since,
Well, and now all Chance has to do is draw the land,
yeah.
and then he can still having emissary plus Bushwhackers it's just too good.
Do we ever think they will make a black dual and black dual land? A black and black dual land? You think it'll help your mono black deck?
Wait, what? I'm gonna need that question repeated. Murder's cut the cattle. That's
Mhm.
probably the right play.
Yeah, especially since it's actually super mana efficient.
Yeah.
Although it is sitting on a Springboard, which you can't actually cast yet because
Mhm.
it doesn't have double white. But this is still a fine place for her to be since
Still no lands from Chase.
yeah. Thought Scour for Maeve, and I would have to imagine this mentor is going to come down next turn,
Yeah.
just because Actually, why don't we pull up Monastery Mentor, since you don't actually see that card very often.
Ooh, careful there, Maeve. She cast Thought Scour and almost put both the cards into her hand.
Oh, yeah, see, that's not actually how that works.
Well, she put them to straighten them, but
Mm.
her hand was still, like, her cards were still in her hand.
Okay.
So they technically touched.
So, Monastery Mentor, a very interesting card that I don't
Yeah.
think sees enough modern play for how good it is.
It's... Oh, there's the land.
Yeah, here's the land going to come off. I would imagine that he's going to go to 14 here.
125. We are... I see 135.
Oh, snap. And it looks like May's just actually picking it up. I don't think she's saying
1,
she...
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
Oh, he
11.
drew another emissary.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
the emissary and the emissary and the bushwhacker, and that's
That's
3, 6, 9, 12... 12...
15?
Yeah.
No,
13. 13.
Okay.
Because bushwhacker still doesn't give himself +1.
It's a lot of damage.
It's more than she has life.
I think that's the operative word here. So Chase taking down a game where he's really stuck on one land, but he's playing a lot of 1-drops
Yeah.
to mitigate that. And May really didn't do a whole lot. Like Inquisition, not that good.
I think she should have played
I think you should have played the Mentor.
the
and then
mentor a lot.
Thoughtscour.
Yeah, because then you just have a lot of blockers.
Yeah, you make an extra dude. Sometimes that one dude can work since Bushwhacker doesn't actually get trampled.
Yeah.
So, I think that's worth it. You know, coming out of the board, you're probably going to see the typical like cards that are good against burn because they also tend to be good against a zoo.
Yeah.
Stuff like timely reinforcements, like
Oh yeah, definitely.
maybe even rest for the weary. That might be good enough.
But honestly, that is one thing about Zoo that I always liked is timely reinforcements. Not as good as people think.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I
you're
think it's
already
still fine.
It is good. It gets you a lot of blockers. But it's the a lot of the times people are holding it in their hand to playing against me and don't want to cast it because they wouldn't gain the 6 life.
Okay.
Because I'm fetch shocking myself so much that like my life total is like going down with theirs at the same rate.
Okay.
And it's just all of a sudden, all right, now I can kill you. Now I
That's
got
fair.
enough to kill you.
That's fair. I mean, that might go into the classic. You know, I have this sideboard card in my hand and I don't want to cast a Guild's card.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, sometimes you just need to cast it to not die.
Yeah.
Now, Chance looks like he's actually boarding in a lot of cards.
Yeah, which is a little odd because he definitely had game one locked down almost the entire game.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly how he wants. I don't think he wants to draw a lot of lands. I think he just wants to be like, I'm just going to play my 1-drops.
Yeah,
and hope you don't verdict.
honestly, if he had just one land sooner, the match would have ended a lot sooner.
Yeah.
And that's the only difference that I really saw in that game.
Yeah, and then if like obviously if we're turning the decks around, if Maeve had like a Lingering Souls there,
Yeah.
it's going to be a lot better. Banding 2.0 confirmed. Yeah, how about no? How about we don't bring back banding because it's not as bad as you think, but it's still a nightmare.
Yeah. Well, that I didn't actually answer the question earlier. One of my favorite mechanics.
Oh, are you
and
going to say banding?
that is top 5?
Oh,
It's not my favorite.
oh,
I don't know exactly
man,
what
why
my
are you
favorite is,
doing this? Why
but
would
it's
you
definitely
say
top 5.
banding?
Because
Ugh.
it's one of those like
Why would you not?
If-
Why would you not say Bloodthirst?
I'm not a big fan of Bloodthirst
Oh man.
because
Ugh.
Bloodthirst forces you to play on the second main phase.
But that's where you want to play your dudes anyway.
No, I want to play Hasty Dudes. If like I would rather play Hasty Dudes than attack and then play Dude. Nah, I'd rather play Dude attack. Play Dude attack. I'm a
Yeah.
first main player.
No, I'm always about that second main phase life, bro. Hashtag second main life.
Explain what banding is. So it's pretty much if you're attacking creatures. Alright, it's better if you start off blocking.
Oh, yeah, okay.
If your blocking creatures have banding and your opponent attacks, you then choose to block. And if one of your creatures has banding, then you decide how your blocking creatures deal, or how the attacking creature deals damage to your blockers. So it's pretty much, rather than the attacker choosing who it kills, the blocker choose who dies.
Yeah, and it's the same thing when you
And
attack.
it would be the same thing the
Basically,
other way.
you choose how combat damage is dealt
Yeah.
to your dudes with banding.
That is like the most simplistic way to do it. There's a lot of other things like, what if a flying creature without banding blocks, or with like a flying creature blocks a creature with flying, and then you also block with a creature with banding. That's when things start to get
It's
really
kinda
complicated.
nuts.
Or like there's some times where like you don't know which creature has banding, and so it's just What happens?
Oh no.
Thomas Rogers is behind you. Has joined
Is
the
it?
Knights.
Crap, he is! Run.
Thanks for joining. Thomas Rogers is right behind you. Do you think there's any relation?
I think that I'm not sure. You know what? I'll ask him the next time I see him.
Yeah.
You behind me? I didn't get a response. Sorry.
I can kind of see through it. I don't see anything.
Oh, okay. What are you talking about? We got zombies behind us.
Yeah,
Is that person calling TJ a zombie?
Is this right here? There we go. Is that Thomas Rogers?
Oh, it might be.
From now on, that's its name.
That's
That zombie's name is Thomas
okay.
Rogers.
I always thought it was Clarence.
I think Clarence is over here.
But getting
Right there.
oh okay. But
Alright.
getting into the game, we see Chance with actually 2 crit apes, but no mountain, but no forest.
That's awesome. That's what you like.
So, you know, you got a bunch of 1/1s, which hey, I mean,
Yeah.
if he draws a Pendelhaven off the top, it's like it's like you have a forest because they'll give it +1/+2.
I'm pretty sure Zoo doesn't run Pendelhaven.
Well, they should.
They shouldn't.
So,
But
on
we
the
did
other
see an
hand,
Inquisition from Maeve taking again Vexing Devil.
yeah, I gotta say that's probably Vexing Devil's most
Yeah.
common response here.
Yeah.
Maeve also gonna search up a Godless Shrine on the end step, which leads me to believe that her mana is gonna be a lot better than it was last game, not having
Yeah.
an uncastable Spring Verdict in
Mhm.
hand. They're gonna probably go untap and draw here. What would the best turn 3 play be on this board? See, it's just a Lingering Souls? A Timely Reinforcements actually would be great.
Would be absolutely perfect.
Well, it looks like there's a Timely Reinforcements. You know, Timely Reinforcements sometimes living up to its name.
And you know why Timely Reinforcements is amazing right now?
Why is that?
Because Chance did not play another land, did not fetch and shock.
Mhm.
And that is 100% why Timely Reinforcements is probably going to win this game.
That's true. Would you say that it's kind of reinforcing their game plan?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm glad.
At an opportune time.
Hmm.
There are tokens.
There are
guys.
there are tokens there.
See, we need to have like one person. There we go.
Thank you. That's close enough.
See, we need 2 people in the booth and then 1 person outside next to the game to like.
I mean, we're operating this on a budget of $0 right now.
I know.
Which, by the way, if you guys want to help us with that, there's a donate button around here somewhere.
I don't think there's yet.
There should be.
Oh,
We've
yeah.
gotten donations before.
Oh, then
There's a
probably-
donate button, I think, there-ish, somewhere around here. But hey, if that helps you out, if that would help us out tremendously. But if you don't, hey, whatever.
He is at 18.
He's actually at 15 now that he shocks and fights
There
the
we go. That's
forest.
what I'm talking about. But it's a little bit too late.
Would you say that fetch line rule is not timely?
That fetch land was not timely, but it does reinforce.
Down left. So that way,
It's like right
that way, or is it that way?
down left. Our left. Our left is that way.
I thought they were talking about their left. Their left would be that way. That way. That way.
Chance trying to decide what to do.
Okay. So, like, Chance is looking at a...
It says you're down left.
Oh, okay. It's somewhere around here. If you could donate, that would be we would appreciate it very much. So, Chance is going to play...
Bushwhacker, Bushwhacker,
Is the Bushwhacker coming down now?
Rancor. Okay, play another card.
Rancor on a Kurt Ape.
Nah, just he doesn't
And
have anything else. Swing for. How
Pass?
did you pass?
Oh, no.
You're beat down.
Yeah.
You're beat down.
Put all 3 in front of that Kurt Ape. All 3 in front of that Kurt.
Just blocking the one, taking 4.
No. I want to kill that Kurt Ape. I want to kill that Kurt Ape. I want to get as many creatures off the
No.
board as possible.
You don't want to do that because she runs Supreme Verdict, so she just wants to mitigate the damage, and she can mitigate 6 damage with those 3 tokens.
Although, it looks like she's going to play a Mentor here.
That's good.
Yep. Let's put Monastery Mentor back on the screen. Yep, Monastery Mentor. If she has a Path, this is going to be great.
Yeah, that's true.
Although, maybe like a Murderous... Maybe actually an Inquisition. Inquisition also be very good. Like, some form of interaction here would be great. Just because that way you can get the token, get the Prowess trigger, and then maybe actually you could probably actually win the game based on that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Spellskite coming down from Chase might change that.
I'm gonna see response.
Mm-hmm. And it actually looks like she has Disfigure up.
Yeah.
And Disfigure, you should probably do it in response to the Spellskite. Otherwise, this
block
is...
there, take 4 more, go down to 14.
I don't know if I like the not doing anything with this disfigure.
Yeah, it's a little bit strange.
I think you want to use your removal spells.
Because even if you cast a removal spell, even in response, this figure is what, -2, -2?
-2.
So you kill the emissary,
Mhm.
making your monastery a 3/3.
Yep.
And then you block the first crit.
Yeah, I gotta say,
You still take 4 and you kill their dude.
Looks like we got a Snapcaster Inquisition coming in, which is going to actually get a token. See, Eidolon, was that Experiment one? So you're going to take the Experiment one, going to leave 2 Eidolons, and she actually does get a token. And
Is it a May?
it is not a May, but I think she's
Oh,
going
there we go.
Well, technically it is a May since she's playing it.
Thanks, Coleman.
No problem, that's what I'm here for. I'm here for the pun since TJ is not in the booth.
It is a Mave ability.
It is a May ability. So she's also looking at a. She still has that disfigure, and it looks like she's operating with a Celestial Perch, which Spellskite can do a lot of things. It cannot steal Celestial Perch.
Right.
So you're going to go into Chance's turn, and looking at that double idol, and see if he draws a land, which is not really where you want to be.
Yeah, he doesn't. I don't think he needs lands at all anymore.
Yeah. And Eidolon just gonna go after that, and if I'm Chance, I'm just redirecting it to the Spellskite.
I think she's targeting Spellskite, which is a really silly thing to do because you make him pay 2 mana or 2 life for it.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what
You
happened.
try and kill what you can, and then you.
Yeah.
Like in response, I'm fine casting this figure so that.
Oh
you don't.
crap! Hello to the 150 people watching.
God, that's a lot of people looking at me right now.
Brought to you by Texas Insecure persona.
Oh no, it's fine. I love people watching me.
That's a little bit worse. I'm not gonna lie. I'm Coleman.
Texas.
We're streaming from Geek Fortress in Snohomish, Washington, watching Game 2 of Esper Mentor vs. Bushwhacker Zoo. Watching, actually, a pretty interesting board state here now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Because we've got an attack from this Curd Ape that's actually a 4/3. That does actually get a prowess trigger because of that Disfigure cast. So, Maeve gonna take 1. Or at least...
Yeah, gonna take 1 from Trample.
Mm-hmm. The Curd Ape's gonna die, the Rancor's gonna go back.
I think it's fine not swinging with the other guys. Cause
yeah, because they'll just
they
get
would
eaten
die.
by the Mentor.
Yeah.
That's
like
100%
one token
fair.
blocks the emissary, the Mentor blocks the ape, Mentor lives.
Yeah, it looks like Chance is gonna fetch maybe a shock here. Although you're at 12, and this Mentor is not a...
No shock.
Yeah.
I think that's safe, because you already have all the lands that you want. At this point, you're shuffling so that you don't draw any more lands.
And it looks like he should actually be at 1 less life since he fetched. Since he went from 12 to... It should be at 11.
He was at 15.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna make sure they know... I'm gonna trust them on these life totals. So he goes to 10.
Yeah, that looks fine.
So he's going to go to 10. And then this is actually kind of where Monastery Mentor can do its best fairies style way to win the game, where it's going to be like, oh, I'm not the controller anymore. I'm just going to turn him sideways.
Hey, rest in peace, hombre. I agree.
So Maeve actually looking at another Monastery Mentor. But I think she's going to start with the Purge on Eidolon. She's going to take 2.
Yeah.
But she is going to trigger both of these.
But I like the Fey
Just the
target. Yeah.
Ooh.
It's like, I'm going to cast this spell. You're going to... No, you're not.
So it is going to exile. Actually, that's actually not nothing. Just because if Chance actually has a Goyf, although at this point,
Or Scavenging Ooze.
or Scavenging Ooze, it's one less creature to get out. So, how much do you like attacking here?
For me?
Yeah, because
It's,
I kind of like attacking.
it's 10-all. You cannot, because if he drops a Bushwhacker, you're dead.
Well, if he draws a Bushwhacker, you might be dead anyway.
I mean, that's true.
But
Does he have 2 spells to cast?
well,
to
you
search
know,
out?
his last card is not Eidolon.
That's right. So yeah. This is gonna.
Thalia is an actually interesting card here.
All right.
Huh. Thalia, yeah, might be an interesting card. Although Maeve's going to respond with a Thought Scour, targeting herself, milling 2 lands, which by the way, got to be the best one.
Yeah.
And then
Get
actually
the
still
token, get the token, get the token.
hopefully she remembers the token. Okay.
There we go.
We got there eventually. And then still in response to the Sully, I want to, because she found a path.
Mhm.
And I kind of want a path here.
Oh, she didn't do anything.
Or just a double block is fine, since that's 4 damage.
Yeah.
Yep, just kill both the dudes. Rancor comes back. And then you're going to have to pass, actually, because you can't cast the Rancor again because of
Yep.
the Thalia. So it's going to go to May's turn. She's going to draw. I think she's going to find a Creeping Tar Pit. And then I think I kind of want to cast the second Mentor.
Oh, she has another mentor?
Yeah, she's got another Mentor.
Definitely slam that down.
Yeah, just cast another Mentor. You can't leave the Path to Exile up, unfortunately. But
I think that's not casting mentor is okay, because that means next turn you'll be able to cast mentor and leave open path. Or you leave open path now for potential blowout.
Mhm. And then, like, okay, so if I'm casting it right now. I want to get rid of this Rancor.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Like, I want to do this in response to the Rancor.
And I don't think she realizes that's how that works.
Yeah, I don't think
we'll
so
let her
either.
know at the end of the
Yeah, she
round.
does get a token, which is not nothing. I think maybe a little bit of weird, maybe a little bit of
Maybe
weird timing.
he hastily cast Eidolon
Yeah.
before.
Maybe it's a little unfortunate.
Yeah.
But I mean that's the problem sometimes when you're operating in the booth. You aren't on the table to hear
Right.
all of the exact specifications.
Sith Jedi, you're right, Mentor's ability is not a May. It's a May. It's not a
Mm-hmm.
May ability. However, it's still considered a missed ability if you just don't put the token in. Like, it's one thing where, both players are obligated to play to not forget triggers like that.
Mhm.
But if both players do, then both players do. There's nothing
Yep.
you can do about it.
And at this point, actually, if I want to attack with those tokens and then activate Vault of the Archangel. Start gaining life, maybe
Yeah.
kill some dudes. And actually, right now, since she drew another land, I definitely want to do it.
Mhm.
You know, Chance's hand is a land, and at this point, you want to get the game over with as quick as possible, since you're actually operating on 7.
See, she's not swinging. I would swing at Mentor.
Yeah, I think you definitely want to
And you
attack.
definitely activate
Oh,
that
you
one.
definitely
kill
have
it.
to attack. You just have to kill the Spellskite. Like, this Spellskite's going to present such a roadblock for you that you just operate it now and just get out of the way now. Especially since you will also gain two life.
Mhm.
It's actually, it's not nothing. Like just every little bit does count.
Mhm.
Every life you gain is an extra point of damage Chance has to deal.
Yeah.
And like, if she plays another Mentor here, she's just gonna attack with the Tar Pit. I'm not quite sure I like that. Just because
What did she do?
I think she's attacking with the Tar Pit. She just sent the Tar Pit in for 3, put him to 7.
Unblockable, I can see it, but no, I think you're right.
I think you just want to activate the vault. Like, just gain the life.
Because if Chance got her all the way down to 7,
Mhm.
which is good for Zoo. But now we're starting to get into late game. Maeve has enough mana to activate, and still have 2 left up.
Yeah.
So it's officially way past early game.
Yeah, and like, if we're
And
getting into this point in the game, I
Chance
think-
is just drawing lands,
Yeah.
and that's why I don't think Chance can win this game too.
Yeah, but I think...
But if Maeve doesn't start playing a little more aggressive, then we start to see.
And this, I think, actually is the problem with Monastery Mentor sometimes, where it's, you're playing this kind of control route with
Yeah.
all these discard spells, these removal spells, these cantrips, that, like, sometimes you kind of, and I'm not saying this is indicative of everyone, sometimes you kind of get locked into this kind of control route.
What? He's swinging with Spellskite.
I have to assume this is a Gorkline Rampager.
Yeah. And you Gorklan Eidolon, because that saves it.
Actually, like, if you Gorklan the... I'm trying to figure out which way that gets the most damage through.
You'll deal 5 if you do Emissary. You'll deal 4 if you do Eidolon. But
Actually, I
you'll
think you
save
keep the Eidolon around.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And if she tries to path and response to you, then pay 2 to reject Spellskite.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fair. And then Maeve's going to take actually 4 damage here.
Yeah.
So, and loses all of the tokens, which is actually pretty good here. He does not actually pay. He's not actually take 2. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
No, he doesn't.
So
She goes down to 3.
Yeah. I gotta say.
Do we know what's the last card in his hand?
I think it's
If
a land.
If it were Bolt. I thought we were emissary.
Oh, it might be an emissary.
In which case, he's just biding time for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Lingering Souls here actually not as good as it could be because of the Eidolon.
Yeah.
But if I may, you have to start attacking with this mentor.
And activating.
Yeah.
Vault.
Maybe not here since you can't do it otherwise you're dead. Because you gain 2, you go to 5, and then you take 4,
Yeah.
and you're basically dead.
I don't think she can attack. She has to block.
I think so. But actually, if you find a Lingering Souls,
Yeah.
Lingering Souls does change that up since it'll make it a 3-power guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I don't like this at all. She has a Lingering Souls. Like, I mean, yeah, I don't know if I agree with her line going through this.
Well, yeah, because she can no longer play around Bolt because she's already at 3.
Yeah,
So
it's an interesting line.
yeah.
And she may be trying to activate the Tar Pit to try to trade with the
I really like this going for
okay. There we go. So she's gonna activate Vault.
yeah.
Going to try to actually. Oh, does he have another?
Just
okay.
another Rampager.
Actually, I don't think she's dead. Oh yeah, she is. Never mind.
That'd be
Because it's
yeah.
6 and she gains 5 and goes to 2. Okay, Chance actually winning that game.
Yeah, that's.
Not actually where I thought that match was gonna
I
go.
really didn't think he could because of the amount of land that he was drawing.
Yeah,
But I guess drawing 2 Gore Clans is pretty good.
Yeah, turns out Gorkhan Rampager about as good of a card as it is in Modern and some decks as it was in Standard.
Yeah.
That card is not bad at all. But I mean, I think that also kind of represents the problem with Monastery Mentor in this format. Like sometimes you play Mentor and you win the game, and sometimes you don't act. Sometimes the tokens don't matter. That's unfortunately the way it is.
Yeah.
But
Fantastic.
we'll see you guys back up in the booth. Try to see if we can get another round up.
Yeah.
We'll see you there. Welcome to the booth, to the almost 170 people. Thank you all so much. I'm Coleman. I need to actually hit that update. There we go. I'm Coleman. My co-host tonight is Texas. We are coming at you from Geek Fortress in Snohomish, Washington. We're playing some modern action. Just saw Bushwhacker Zoo take down Esper Mentor. That's actually basically almost all on the fact of Gore Clan Rampager, a card that basically doesn't really show up out of in like non-Bushwhacker related zoo decks. To everyone watching, hi. If you haven't hit that follow button, I really suggest that you do. It's somewhere around here. I think it's up there if you're on mobile, and I think it's that way. That way. I'm going to go with that way. If I'm wrong, please let me know. I think it's that way if you're on the computer. And everyone in the chat, why don't you we've already asked what your favorite format is. We've already asked where you're watching from. Why don't you guys put in your favorite Modern decks? We're playing Modern tonight. It only makes sense that you do that. I'm going to talk about it myself. I'm actually my favorite deck is actually Abzan Company, believe it or not. NKE, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Welcome to the Geek Fortress chat. You can see that sweet lightning bolt coming across the screen. Storm from Hound, Grixis Anything. I like where that's going. Fairies, Tron, I kind of knew that one going in. Cruel Control from Cruelest of Ultimatums. Gotta say, makes sense. Tebin with Eldrazi. D-Nasty with that Jund action. Cord, also a very good choice. Esper Drago, I like where that's going too. DNT, also kind of saw that one coming, I'm not gonna lie. Some of the regulars are going in.
Alright, we got Garrett Skelton.
Okay.
Should be in there. on the wall. Perfect. That looks right. He's on a blue-white, let's go, infinite combo. Is kind of what you described?
Okay, I'm gonna call this blue-white combo.
Sure.
And then...
Vince.
Okay, so we've got some mono-white devotion.
Yes.
And then really quick to the other people, got some Tezzerator in the chat.
Oh, nice.
Seeing what some their favorite decks are. Kiki Cord, again, Primeval Titan related, anything that. Kiki Pot Splinter Twin, it's a little unfortunate. And John, Creatureless Seismic Loom, gotta say it like that. Where are we going in? Esper Dragons or Blue White Control. Okay, so now I have no idea what this combo deck is.
Yeah, me neither. And Garrett didn't even really know how to explain it to me.
I like where this is going then. So, I'm gonna just pick the mono white deck because it's kind of sweet. But
Mono White won game 1.
oh,
They're going to
okay,
game 2.
they're going to game 2. All right, I can get behind that. All right, so just as principal, no idea what the decks are. Who do you think's gonna win?
Well, Vince said that, and he ended game 1 with 44 life, so I'm leaning towards Mono White.
Got it.
Yeah.
Why don't you see everyone in the chat? Why don't you give your opinions on that, and we will see you guys down in the game. And here we go, and I will always forget to hit save. It's the hardest button to push. I swear. There's a little button here that says save, and it's always hard to find. So Vince doing his best devotion part, even with the white sleeves.
Zoo won in the first match of round 3.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Zoo took down the Mentor deck. It's kind of the way it works. The Gore Clan Rampager really played an integral part.
Yeah.
And also the attacking with Spellskite actually did a surprising amount.
Yeah, and I don't know if he was doing it because he thought it would be fun to do it, or if he was doing it because it was the right thing to do.
I'd like to think he did it because of the right thing.
Right.
Because it's, and also might have been a little bit funny.
Yeah.
It's like, thank you with Spellskite. Get
Yeah.
you. No, I'm gonna blood rush this.
I did ask Maeve about why she didn't activate it Vault when the Spellskite blocked, and her response was she didn't have the mana for it, but I'm pretty sure she was completely untapped out.
I'm pretty sure she had the white sources.
Yeah.
Otherwise, she wouldn't have been able to cast the.
No,
Mentor.
she was saying she had the mana tapped.
Oh, I honestly,
Which I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure everyone, even in chat, was like, "Why didn't she activate?"
it may happen, it may not.
Yeah.
But we're going to game 2
It may
here.
happen, maybe not.
This guy.
I'm on it.
This guy. So Vince looking at his opening hand of looks like 3 lands, Wrath of God, and a Leonard Arbiter actually.
And Garrett immediately mulling.
That's not really where you want to be.
Yeah.
Mulliganing, would not recommend it unless you have a bad hand. Then
Yeah.
I would recommend it. True story.
You only mull when you think the 6 that you could draw is better than the 7 that you have.
That's very true. That's actually a very good way to say it. So Garrett going to look at his opening 7. I like where this is going already. He's got a Wall of Omens.
Mm-hmm.
Like where this is going. He's going to look at the top card. He's going to actually see a Remand. Leave that on top.
That's a good card to keep up top.
Oh, I know what this is. Because that's Pilipala.
Oh, I have no idea.
Oh, I know what this is. I see where this is going. Hopefully I spelled that right. I did spell that right. So actually, this is probably what we're going to see. And I would imagine that this Pithing Needle, we're going to respond with the Flooded Strange just in case. But actually, I'm pretty sure I know where this is going. Garrett is actually going to be playing Pilipala, which is you tap it, it has 2 untap, add 1 mana of any color, and Grand Architect. So the way this works, you have a Pilipala in play. You have a Grand Architect in play. You pay a blue, you make Pilipala blue.
Okay.
So you tap it to add 2 colorless. You use that 2 colorless to untap your Pilipala and add a mana.
Okay.
So you actually have infinite mana.
Sure. Whatever gets the job done.
Yeah, I am not quite sure.
What is Aether Vibe? And Pithing Needle is on Aether Vibe.
Interesting. Oh, look at that. It's already the first one up. So this Needle actually is going to be on Aetherva, which I didn't actually figure Garrett to be playing.
Yeah, I'm hoping Vince saw it game 1, and that's why he's naming it. Otherwise, wouldn't you name Pithipala?
I would. Well, Pithipala is a mana ability.
Okay, so you would name...
I would name Grand Architect.
Yeah.
Because, not for the second ability. The second ability is
For the
actually
first
mana.
one.
Yeah, because you can't turn it blue.
Right.
Now, if I was building the deck, and this has unlocked a lot of, like, really weird brewer instincts in mine,
Yeah.
I would play one Painter Servant named Blue. That way you don't have to spend the mana. Also, to punch you in the eye.
That's fantastic.
What's up? What's up with you?
We got Modern going today. It's our Saturday night stream,
Mm-hmm.
starting at 7.
6.
6, that's what I said.
Yeah. Yeah. He might be confusing it with some other modern, with the other modern that we have on Wednesday, which also starts at 7.
Yeah.
But, and in addition to that, we've got a standard tournament at 6:30.
On Mondays.
And an Archangel of Ties. This is going to get Mana League so hard. And a Legacy tournament, actually, at 7:30
On Fridays.
on Fridays.
We stream 4 nights a week, sometimes 5, depending if there's a big tournament on one of the weekends. We do have a PPTQ tomorrow, but we are not streaming.
Back to... No. There we go.
Most of us are taking a break from streaming just for a day.
Mm-hmm. So, Vince can play
Sword.
Sword of Light and Shadow, actually.
And he's gonna Snapcaster Remake.
Snap
or
Leak.
Snap Leak.
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Snapcaster, it's playing a tempo game plan at this point. Ooh, that's Secure the Wastes?
Did not see it, but probably.
That's a Secure the Wastes.
See,
Oh, that's what you're using for Infinite Mana. That's the payoff card.
Oh, that's good.
That's actually really cool. Okay. So this deck, actually, this second Pith and Needle going to come down, probably going to resolve. This deck is actually probably operating on the Grand Architect Pithipala engine.
Mm-hmm. I think you meant what is this white deck? What is Vince
Okay.
playing? He calls it Mono White Devotion.
Yeah.
But it's mostly just Mono White.
Let's
And
actually
that's kind of what it stops.
figure
Mono
out
White
what
with
this
swords.
needle is on.
Grand Architect.
Ah.
Thank you, Martin. Martin, our eyes on the ground.
Eyes on the ground.
Yeah. He's out there watching.
I know, but like, that's just kind
That's a
of
term.
It's a term, I swear. So the second Pith and Needle is actually beyond Grand Architect, which is gonna unfortunately stop part of this.
What is that? I'm just gonna go God because that's all I can read. The coloring on some of these names are really hard for me to read. The payoff card it looks like was
Secure the Wastes,
which we now
actually.
see.
He's actually just gonna cast it for 4 and start the beatdown plan, which I love.
Yeah, that's a good. Like you've already time walked him twice.
He drew
Counting,
another Secure the Wastes.
then you go for it.
Oh yeah, and you've got the Mana Leak backup for anything here.
I like the all different lands.
I
bet
don't.
you're
this
loving it.
this pains me. Got a Wrath of God, and this is gonna get Mana Leaked so hard. This is gonna get Mana Leaked into next week.
You see Vince getting really upset about that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's.
Want to update life totals? Vince, that
I mean, I could. Oh, come on.
What have you done?
I don't even know what happened.
He deleted all the life totals.
I mean, maybe I'm just preparing for the worst. So it looks like gonna go to
just-
his turn. Vince is gonna path the Snapcaster.
Sure, you. All right, but you still take 4, go down to 8.
Yeah, you. Yep. Actually, this is not a slow clock.
Yeah, it's not 4, but it's only because he's been able to cast 3 mana leaks this game.
Yeah.
Time walk him twice because of it.
Yeah. And also like Wrath of God. I mean.
Yeah, I guess time walk 3 times at this point. And did he cast another? No.
No, he's
Okay,
just
just rearranging.
Yeah. So Vince actually. I mean, what's Vince's best draw here? I mean,
Another Wrath.
Another Wrath would be good, but I mean.
But then in the turn, you're just gonna secure the
another
waste
secure
again.
for 5.
Yeah.
Like
No, for 4 again.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, right, because this is tapped.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's gonna secure for 4 again. Like Terminus, sure.
Terminus.
Fringlow, welcome to the geek. Welcome to the Fortnights. Got to get that chain lightning going. Terminus off. Terminus. Oh, it's not quite off the top because
It's not off the top, but it's still. Oh,
The wall's gonna go on the bottom.
can't forget the wall.
Yeah, the
Wall
wall's
disappears.
the most important part.
And
So-
now you throw down.
And then you secure
for
again.
4 more.
Hey,
I
I,
can
won-
just-
I wonder where they went.
Yeah. They went right back onto the battlefield.
Yeah, I mean, it's so far
Does he have
away.
any protection in his hand? No, he just has.
He's got a
security
path. I think he drew a remand.
bombs. Or is that an archetype?
Might be an architect.
Which,
But I
Well,
mean,
there-
you can just play an architect as a 1/3.
yeah. What has he got to get rid of? Pithing
Ooh,
Eagle?
this is 6 mana. 7. Oh, is this Ellerstorm? Oh man, Garrett has a Snapcaster. Is there gonna see a Snapcaster mana leak? So,
That was
Garrett
awesome.
taking it down with Secure the Wastes. The standard card that doesn't act that... Wow. I'm not gonna lie. I did not see that one coming.
Hey, Red Phoenix. TJ is currently running the shop. He will be joining us later. Actually, I think when Coleman leaves,
Yeah.
TJ will come in here, and then I'll probably run the shop. Because though I love you guys, and you guys aren't mean to me, I don't think I could do this by myself. I don't talk quite as much as TJ does.
No
So,
one talks as much as DJ does.
That's true. So TJ will probably come in here, and you'll get to have TJ until Dylan comes, and then I'll join TJ with. I gotta stop the sentence there.
Before we start rambling.
Yeah,
So, we're coming into a game 3 here.
you need
Vince
to leave soon though, don't you?
I do have to leave soon, unfortunately. I'm going to be leaving after this game.
Okay.
So, Vince is going to come in on the play probably in this turn. So you saw that Garrett can also main deck graph Degear's Cafe. It's a personal favorite. You saw that Garrett can actually kind of tempo you out with maybe not tempo, maybe just like get you down with Secure the Wastes.
Right.
So do you think Vince changes his board plan based on that, or do you think he's still dedicated to stopping the combo deck and then kind of cleaning up the tokens along the way?
Well, I think the only reason why Vince lost is because Garrett was able to cast Mana Leak 4 times.
I mean,
And every single time was Vince pretty much tapping out to do something. And so, like, if one of those other spells actually did actually resolve and land, then Vince would have been fine. And at the same time, he was still disrupting the infinite combo with
Okay.
those Pithing Needles.
okay, speaking of which,
What's the needle on? Grand Architect,
got it.
which is the better call.
Yeah, gotta say, Grand Architect
With a Stony
ooh, and
Silence.
a Stony Silence.
So Vince has officially disrupted the...
yeah, I think he's got the combo on lock,
Yeah,
or on fleek, as they
on
say.
fleek. Okay.
As they say.
Sure.
Not me, though. I never say that card. Name. I
Name.
never say that thing. Whatever.
Words are hard.
Words are hard.
You can quote me on that one.
put that in the quote. Words are hard. So, you've got a Stony Silence coming down for Vince. Garrett gonna untap, and is that a Whispers of the Muse? Oh, that's cool. I haven't seen Whispers of the Muse since.
What does that do?
Actually, why don't we pull that up? Since actually,
Yes.
Garrett has that in his hand, and that might actually be. It might be coming in. That might be actually
Sort of
play.
Body and Mind?
Who that's going to be remanded? Oh, that's a good one. This is oh man, that's Whispers of the Muse.
Whispers of the Muse. Pay 1, draw a card, buy back for
Mhm.
5 mana?
Yeah, because you can
You
again
have
when you're
mana,
infinite,
yeah.
you can actually draw your deck. The combo Franglo is actually Grand Architect. Is actually I just had it up, and unfortunately it's underneath a Pithing Needle.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do that, and Pilipala. I'm not sure if this is there. It is
Nice.
nice.
On point.
I will probably rename it. That's probably a better one. I'm actually just gonna call this Architect.
Just call it Pillipal. Because Pillipal sounds way more fun.
This is the combo in there. You will tap this once you make it blue.
Oh,
He's just thinking. He wants
yeah,
to. Oh, Remand doing its best time walk impression.
twice in a row.
Yeah. And he's gonna put that in 18. Does. I'm a little bit confused what's happening there. But he's gonna tap with the Pilla-Palla, once he makes it blue with the Architect, going to
Yeah.
produce 2 colorless mana, and he's going to use that 2 colorless mana to untap Pilla-Palla to turn it into any 1 color.
Yeah.
So he's going to use that to actually make infinite mana,
Mhm.
or nigh infinite mana, and then use something like Whispers of the Muse, for instance, to draw all the cards that he wants.
And then we've already seen it, and then he'll play Secure the Waste for
Yeah.
roughly 100 Bazillion.
Also, Garrett countering the sword when there's a Stony Silence in play. Although at this point he might be trying to use the Remand as just a draw card,
That's true.
which I think is probably
And at this
more
point,
like it.
Vince has tried to cast this card 3 times now.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I
And-
feel like it may not be exactly what you always want to do, but
Mhm.
it's just fine.
And we're just cashing in Whisper of the Muse to draw card.
Yeah.
It's actually just 1 mana draw card.
So he is just trying to draw.
And then also the Aether Vial is pretty bad.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's kind of funny that Vince plays a sword and also Stony Silence,
Yeah.
but also it shuts down Aether Vial. So
it's like playing Rest in Peace
in,
sideboard into your Goyf deck.
oh, there's that.
It's-
You don't see that very often.
It's one of the hardest things to do when you're playing Zoo. If you're running Goyfs,
Mhm.
it's like, yeah, I'm running Goyfs, and then I need Rest in Peace for sideboard tech, and then you're like, all right, so in for Rest in Peace, out for Goyfs, because you don't want to draw Goyf because you want to draw Rest in Peace.
Mhm.
So
That's
there's a lot of anti-synergy
yeah, I think that kind
with,
of has
with
to
cards
happen.
like that, and he discards a path.
Discards to hand size actually,
Right.
because he doesn't have a land and he's sitting on mana leaks, which, I mean, I
I
might
think a
have,
mana leak is better than a path.
I agree with you.
And
But-
in this instance, just stopping Vince from doing anything
Mhm.
rather than hoping he plays Archangel of Tides or Elish Norn.
Oh, he's just gonna cast
For
Secure Waste for
2.
2.
I
Put
think they
put some pressure on the board.
Yeah, get
That's
get
a
something
10-turn
done.
clock.
I mean, he almost won he won last game because that's what he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was for twice that much, but
And also,
but now he doesn't have to discard.
there is that. That's probably the main reason why.
So he has drawn 3 extra cards as well, and still
I'm not
not-
sure what that card is. Is that a Wall of Swords?
2 Stony Silences.
Yeah. If I'm Garrett, I'm letting that one resolve. Like, there's no reason for you to try to counter that.
Yeah, because
What is that card?
okay,
Okay, we got there.
good shot, guys.
Okay, we caught that. There was no reason to worry.
I guess that's why Vince is playing it anyway, so he's not going to just let an Aether Vial happen.
That's very true. Although, Garrett just drew a D-Sphere.
That's not bad.
So you can D-Sphere the Stony Silences.
But then he can use the sword.
Yeah, but you can use your Vial.
Sure. I think Vial, with a board with no creatures, Vial is better than a sword.
That's true. And when you actually are holding a path.
Yeah.
So you're going to attack for 2, and then
Ooh, Vince
what
has
is
things
Vince going to do? Does he want to do anything? He
No,
does
he's just
not.
going to take the damage.
The old
Are
pump
we on
fake.
turns? We're on turns.
Oh, snap.
Didn't even realize we were that far into the round.
Yeah, oh, snap. Not quite Snapcaster, but oh, snap.
And Soldier of Pantheon. It's a 2-1 for 1, has protection from multicolored spells.
Mhm.
Whenever a multicolored spell is cast, the controller of Soldier of Pantheon gains 1 life.
Yep, you don't...
So,
that's
a
also
lot of value on that
not
card.
a card you see very often. There is the Pilla-Palla. And unfortunately, he's not going to be... He's just going to get a path right
Yeah.
now. Which I'm not sure I agree with. I think you've already got the needle on Grand Architect.
Yeah.
So you aren't actually going to be able to go infinite.
And your Soldier can only trade with a Secure the Waste.
Yeah.
Early game Soldier.
Yeah, I'm going to put Soldier of the Pantheon on here. Also the subject of one of the greatest puns I've ever heard.
What?
Oh, man, this keyboard is really something. It was, it was Herald of the Pantheon was one of the best,
Oh, okay.
was one of the best puns I've ever heard. I can't really repeat it because I don't quite have the delivery that Richard Hagon does. But we've got Garrett's turn. He's going to activate the Vial for 3, put the Grand Architect into play.
Sweet. And Vince,
Mhm.
making sure everyone realizes he still has a pithing needle.
Yeah. Now, Grand Architect. Let's put this back on.
I just back up twice.
Yeah, but
3 times 4. No,
I'm
you can't back up.
already here.
No, that's good.
So Grand Architect, and it says blue creatures you control get +1/+1. Or I should say other blue creatures.
Yeah. So currently, boasts no one.
Mm-hmm. Now, normally, you'd pay a blue, make both these soldiers blue. But that's not how it works, since there's Pithing Needle in play.
Right.
So you're just going to probably see these soldiers attack. And unfortunately, we're in turns, so it's a little annoying.
Yeah.
And, okay, so we're just going to path.
And in response, looks like Vince also has a path.
Mm-hmm. So I guess the first path gets resolved first. Sure, why not?
And it looks like, for those saying that they didn't think this was a mono white devotion, I guess it is because he is running Journey, or not Journey,
Nykthos?
Yeah, Nykthos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's,
But I, like, the only, like, real spells for it that I just... Nice.
a second Grand Architect
Alright,
coming
so now
down.
he has two 4s,
Mm-hmm.
and he's gonna get pathed. What's being...
Probably one of them's going to
Yeah.
get pathed. At
That's
this,
fair.
I think it's fine. Vince is going to take 2. Should only take 2, right? I don't know why he's taking 4.
They didn't...
Could you double check that?
Hey, Vince. You took 2 or 4? How'd you take 4?
It's only blue creatures.
Only blue creatures get +1/+1. And they can't be blue. You're good. I mean, if you want to take 4.
I mean, if I was Garrett, I'd say sure. But,
Yeah.
like, we're on camera. We got to play by the rules. So Vince's going to draw. He's looking to probably play a Wrath of God, actually. Wrath of God would probably lock the game up, at least for a draw.
Yeah.
And then, Hushwing Griff, actually. Interesting.
Swing Griff. Oh, Stony Silence.
Yeah, Stony Silence is gone. Don't
It's like,
worry.
Aha!
Don't worry, we got this one. So actually, Hushwing Griff gonna also not a card you see very often.
It's in Death and Taxes, isn't it?
I haven't seen it actually a whole lot. It was popular once. Mark Zub 123, welcome to the Geek Fortress stream. So we've got Hushwing Griff coming in.
Creatures entering the battlefield don't cause abilities to trigger.
So
yeah, I guess
it's a
that's
Torpor Orb on
Yeah.
a dude. Torpor Orb on a 1/2. That's something. So he's gonna equip the green blue sword, which actually can be pretty good against the Grand Architects.
Yeah.
That actually can't swing. Oh, I have no idea what this is. It's a wall, and it's from Cold Snap. That's all I know.
And 2 more.
So
Archetype.
apparently, Garrett just saw all of the Grand Architects.
Yeah, no, I mean, if it gets the job done.
As a wall of something. I think it's a 1/8. I think it's a 1/8.
Hey, Garrett. What is that creature, the white creature you just played? Shards. Thank you.
Shards?
Wall of shards.
Oh, thank you, Garrett. I can actually see that. Okay. Oh, that's actually
Defender,
really cool.
flying, cumulative upkeep, and opponent gains 1 life.
That might be why Vince ended the game at such a high life total.
Yeah.
Because it's a 1/8, and I just like I'll just block. Sure. And then this is probably going to be Archangel Avacyn.
Whatever gets
Sure.
the job done.
Yeah, I don't know if this matters because this board state's not going to end well. It's going to end in a draw.
1/1
Sure.
draw.
Yeah, that's it's a little weird. Real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be the actually end of the 3rd round. I'm going to try to see if Texas can find another match for you guys. So I'm actually going to meet you all up in the booth, where I will see you all in a second. And we're back.
I've missed you all so much. I'm not Texas, but I'm doing a great job of it.
He really has.
Ostracizing
He is
him.
really.
I'm so
missed you
thrilled
all.
right now. Hi, I'm TJ. Thanks for joining us here at the Geek Fortress stream. I'm having a blast. Are you having a blast?
I am having a blast.
It's been an interesting night, but of
I'm
course...
having a galvanic blast.
Oh,
Yeah.
careful,
Mhm.
careful. I guess now it's time for you to hit the corrode.
Yeah, I gotta go. Unfortunately,
Corrode, because galvanic.
corrode.
Because
The
corroding.
yeah.
Yeah, look at me go.
Convulse
Hi, everybody.
The K road
I
for
think,
Coldotha road.
by the way, the finals, I think Affinity v Affinity, which I can't tell you how excited I am to commentate
I
that.
figured you'd be a lot more excited than I was.
Can we get some hype, by the way?
Hype.
Tarmo Twin, Tebin, J Red, or JB Red, Jace player, Tebin. Oh, Heon. I assume, I'm kind of guessing on that one.
Yeah, it's...
Am I having a Fire Blast or a Galvanic Blast? Let's say a Fire Blast today. Is it Josh and Martin?
It's Josh and Martin.
Defending your match?
Defending your match.
All right.
On the wall.
Get
and
outta
on
here.
that note, it's time for me to leave.
Who's on the wall?
Martin.
Peace. Out. My bad.
Beautiful. Hey on, good to know. Pronunciation guides are always nice. Can we do 6 words? Well, let me get through this match because we are heading into the finals in which we are going to have Affinity v Affinity, Friend versus Friend, Artifact versus Artifact. But of course, when you are an Artifact, there are no friends on the battlefield of, I guess, robots? Robot Pirate War, if you want to go to SpongeBob references. I saw that we were earlier, but it's time for the Artifacts. Fun fact, Josh's list is my list, so I'm going to have to keep pretty impartial here as we go down. Let's get this set up. Let's go to the finals. I'm sorry I'm pushing buttons. I'm sure there are things happening there, but I just got to get this all set up. But I've been having a great day. Got to do some testing for GP Portland. 6 words. Thoughts on Coco when it rotates out of Standard. It'll still be played in Modern. That card's pretty good. Okay. Jace player, have a good one. And... woo! There we go. I'm not going to call it the Tin Man All-Star Band. My name is on there is wrong. Anyway, let's head down to the booth. My name's TJ. You're here joining us at Geek Fortress, and we're going to have a blast. You guys are good to go? And let's head on down. Alright, so we're taking a look at the hands now. Things to remember in this matchup. Most important card that you have is Steel Overseer. Remember, sorry, messed that one up. That Storyteller, it's great to see you. And, oh, that was for the guy leaving. Gotcha. But, Steel Overseer, going to be a hugely important card. Signal Pest, one of the actual worst ones. This matchup is all about making effective one-for-one trades with your opponent and eventually grinding out with just having large ones. But whenever you see a trade, you generally want to take it until you get a board advantage. Martin's hand, while fast, is particularly not great. We're going to activate an Inkmoth Nexus, go for 2, and Martin is jumping all aboard the Infect Hype Train. Not a bad way to go about it with these Signal Pests, because the Signal Pests alone are going to be terrible in combat. Am I pumped for a new hat? I am so pumped. Thank you, everybody. We're at 115. That's enough to get me a brand new hat. I will tell Coleman that he did a good job. Thank you, Maprakathak. I don't actually get to see, like, not be here very often, but the fact that they're all willing to help me out so much is just phenomenal. So, as a quick note, thank you so much to Texas and Coleman for being willing to assist in such a big way, because I literally, an hour before the tournament, we were trying to figure out who was hosting, and they stepped up to the plate, and I think they did a great job. So 2 Infect on Josh's side of the field. Josh does have an Arcbound Ravager, but no flying. He does have these Blinkmoth Nexi. And if I am Josh, I am actually going to start really... I would have used the Memnite there, if anything. But actually, I would be getting this these Blinkmoth Nexi up and start trading them away with this Inkmoth Nexus, start trading them away with the Signal Pest, anything that I can actually do. Josh seems to be trying to build up a board, assuming that he's not going to die to the Inkmoth Nexus this next turn. But Martin's game plan entirely hinges on this Infect damage currently. Signal Pest is a bad card in this matchup. But Josh is going to have a little bit of options as far... When's Tibble? When is Tibble, or is that still wrong stream? I don't know what you mean by that. I'm sorry, please clarify. Double Inky versus Double Blinky, essentially. Martin's manlands are going to be a really key part in this one, and also, if you're Martin, you want to drop the Steel Overseer that he has in hand. If you can get that card, protect it, and not swing into any easy trades. Just get in the 1 damage with your Inkmoth this, or the 3 damage with your Inkmoth this turn. Next turn, this Overseer is actually going to win Martin the game. I will tell you all that right now. Josh going up to 5 Infect because of this. Wrong stream. Now, I will tell you, I'm a big fan of Tibalt. Don't get me wrong. Oh. Oh, eating a Tibalt. No, I did. I did eat a Tibalt. It's on my Twitter. We're going to compile it into a full video. It was honestly awful, and I'm not going to be eating Magic cards pretty much ever again. It was awful. But if you want to see me eat pizza, come hang out in Portland at a place called Pizza Schmitza, where we will be meeting at 7 the Friday night before GP Portland. That is a week next week. And we'll be having a good time there. Otherwise, Josh, just not doing great there. Having a rough time of it. If you can build up a board that can get in the way, I mean, this cranial plating can apply pressure, but this Steel Overseer is going to run away with the game. Alright. Very cool, but yeah, I'm really... Heian. Okay, it is Heian. Excellent. Thank you. That was a great segue. I've been really working on getting my seamless segues going. I think that it's a really good goal for me to chase. And while I'm chasing that, if you'd like to follow me on that, be sure to hit that follow button, where you can join us 4 times a week for Standard on Mondays, Modern on Wednesdays and Saturdays, and Legacy on Fridays. So, look at that. So seamless. Otherwise, Josh just equipping up this Memnite, but unfortunately, Josh is dead. Josh is dead, actually. You just activate the 2 Ink Moths, swing out, you get 2 Signal Pest Battlecry triggers, and activate the Steel Overseer, and you've got a win. You even have a win without it. So I'm really thrown off as to why Martin is going about this any other way. Oh, I guess there is the 1 Blink Moth. Okay. So you have the 1 Blink Moth in the way, you're going to get the 2 of them there. You can activate this, but still you would have ended up... Oh no, you would have had 4 each. I'm sorry, that was wrong. That was wrong. Nonetheless, getting in some damage here. Gonna activate this this Steel Overseer, get +1/+1 counters to the full team, and now Josh is actually going to be taking 4 damage from that, going down to 14, as well as a... I don't think this is taking any infect this time. Oh yeah, I'm really upset because I would have more Tibalts. I would have 1 more Tibalt than I currently have otherwise. Otherwise, Josh untapping. Now, he does get a free swing in if he can find a way to deal with this Arcbound Ravager, but I don't think that he has any way to deal an actual 19, and with these lands in hands, definitely not. But still, yeah, Martin wins this game. And very decisively. Choosing that Infect game plan early on was a pretty solid way to utilize the Signal Pests, which honestly I expect to be coming out. I think that both players, their first cuts should be Signal Pest and Etch Champion. Those are basically the 2 things that you want to go for. Punch you in the eyes. It is great to see you. Martin untapping. He does have another one, but at this point, Josh has left up 2 creatures as blockers, and this is all well and good, but unfortunately with Josh at 14, there's a lot of damage being represented on the field right now. Josh has 2 options available to him. One of them is to block a creature and then pump it up, but it's still not going to actually trade. Most likely we'll see him activating 2 of these creatures and trying to get some flying blocks happening. Martin does currently have the ability to, after this, Steel Overseer and attacking with these Signal Pests. They'll be attacking for 3, and this Arcbound Ravager will have 3. 4, 5, 6. You could put another 6 onto it. Won't be quite enough. You can make it a decent swing. That is 100% true, Tevin. I will give you that. But overall, I think you just attack all out, attack Josh's mana base. He's not killing you right now. So, I'm fine with just continuing to get some attacks in. Looks to be keeping it somewhat conservative, just holding back that one and keeping back a variety of blockers currently through this other Inkmoth Nexus. One thing to keep in mind is that Martin does have the ability to activate the Inkmoth Nexus for the +1/+1 counters this turn, and a 3rd mana to activate the Inkmoth Nexus next turn to create a blocker out of it as a 3/3. So that will be particularly relevant if Josh ends up trying to go for 1 final swing. But instead, we are going to be activating this Inkmoth Nexus, and looks like just going for the singular blocker, going for an instant speed equip to trade for this, and it's going to die. Okay, so he's just willing to trade the Inkmoth Nexus right now. Gonna get some +1/+1 counters here, and we're gonna see a hit for 6 going up against Josh, who notably is at 8 and 5 infect. That means that next turn, because of this Arcbound Ravager, which has a variety of counters on it, is going to be able to place those pretty much anywhere Martin wants. And with Josh continuing to lose his flying arsenal right now, so much of Martin's board right now flies. That's an extremely key point. You've got an Inkmoth Nexus, a Blinkmoth Nexus, and 2 Signal Pests looking down the lone Blinkmoth Nexus from Josh after this combat finishes. And that's going to be a very key point for Martin. And that is one of the benefits of Signal Pest, is that they can fly. The problem with them in this matchup is that they won't block flying, and we're seeing just how huge that is. Interacting with the air and trading creatures is huge in this matchup. The more you can trade and get advantage and then be the first one to actually have and resolve and protect one of those power pieces, Josh picking up the cards, that is going to be a win for Martin. Nicely done, Martin. So, as we head into this sideboard, Gear per Aether Grid is going to be one of the biggest sideboard cards coming in, likely from both players. When you look at Gear per Aether Grid, let's just go ahead and take a look at it. Because when you run this, this is an enchantment that really gained popularity in Affinity shortly after it came out. And it was largely for 3 reasons. Mostly for 2, actually. The 2 biggest reasons, and then a ton of side reasons. But the 2 biggest is the Mirror Match and Infect. Now, Infect is a less than favorable matchup. The 3rd reason is for Lingering Souls. But tap 2 untapped artifacts you control, deals 1 damage to target creature or player. Main character, thank you so much for joining us. It is great having you. I hope you are having a splendid time watching and enjoying the show. And to Siege Rhino, it's going well. I'm actually just in the booth for this last round. The first 3 rounds were entirely handled by Lantern Control is also good, but that one's not so much a meta consideration. But you are correct. But I actually was running the shop for the first 3 rounds, and now I am back here because Texas didn't want to do it solo. I understand. It's definitely something that takes getting used to, and at this point, I've just gotten used to talking constantly. But, yeah, this Gear per Aether Grid is a huge piece, because when you're considering 1-for-1 trades and going for these blocks, hey, main character, thank you so much. Let's take a quick moment to thank all of you, because I'm going to say this right now since I haven't been able to say it all day. To all of the people watching this right now, and I see that that's between 107 and 111 of you, thank you so much for being a part of this stream. It means the world to us. There is a giant stream happening, basically side by side with us. And it means the world to me that you are all willing to join out, be a part of this community, and continually support us. And that is huge, because without you, there is no Geek Fortress stream, in any sense of it. You are all the single most important part of this, because this is why we do it, is to entertain you and interact with you and have fun with you and provide what we think is entertainment for a community that has been nothing but wildly supportive in response. And that's why we want to keep doing it. So, thank you to all of you. It's hard, yeah, it's pretty awesome. S2 Kundu, I really hope that I pronounced that correctly, but thank you so much for hitting that follow button. It's awesome having you, and I look forward to interacting with you more in the future. As always, to all of you, any questions, any comments, any feedback, anything of that nature is always welcome in our chat. We like to keep it active. We like to interact with you. That is our single favorite point of this entire thing. And of course, you know, this is a product that is primarily made for you, and so you of course have an input on that, and it's very much based on the resources that we have and what we can and are able to do. But whatever we're able to do with our budget of 0 and our limited time and our, you know, the volunteers that we have, we're going to do our best to keep putting on a good show for you. So, that's me getting sappy for a bit. I apologize, but it is really key to me to make sure that you all realize that you're appreciated. So, we're going to be heading in Josh on the play. Maprakithek, affinity in 6 words. Versatility and synergy built to perfection. that's pretty much what we've got. Josh is running a Wear and Tear. Now, Wear and Tear is actually particularly key, and it used to be that you didn't run too much of that, or you would instead go for one of the 1-mana ones, like a Nature's Claim, or whatever it is that you want to do. Or you would just run Ancient Grudge, and Wear and Tear wasn't super popular. This is actually the only matchup in which Wear and Tear is strictly better than every other form of hate. No. Let's back off from that statement. It's still insanely good, though, because, like I was mentioning, gear per Aether Grid, good in this matchup. Wear and Tear, this is one of the only matchups, let's say this is the only matchup in which you will likely use both halves of Wear and Tear. Because taking down a gear per Aether Grid and a key artifact is enormous. Lots of robots playing fast magic. Fast artifacts with potential to stall. Ooh, stalling isn't too often, it's pretty uncommon, but then again, the way that I play the game, it happened a decent amount. So, Josh going on a mulligan, definitely not a bad call here, but not great. Martin with 2 Steel Overseers in hand and a Galvanic Blast is going to be pretty key. Looks like he kept in those Signal Pests or didn't have enough to bring in over it, but I'm a big fan of pulling him out. Martin, however, notably has a relatively small board. Josh with a land, a Vault Scourge, which is fairly key, a Galvanic Blast, and some Cranial Platings. Josh has got a hand that's got a lot of potential, and for a 6, could end up going pretty far. Okay. Electricity might be one of the better things in the mirror. Not as good as gear per Aether Grid, but it's definitely not bad. Nas and Noelman, that's the way it goes. We asked people if we should keep streaming, and resoundingly they said yes. So, 19 all out, and Josh landing the first Steel Overseer. If he's able to get a colored mana going to interact with Martin's Steel Overseer, however, this Galvanic Blast taking it down. Let's see if Josh can respond in kind. That's going to be huge. And we get the Darksteel Citadel. So instead of going for the Steel Overseer, notably, Martin is trapped in a situation where if he wants to cast out further cards, he cannot use this Blinkmoth Nexus, though next turn he can actually cast them to have this Glimmer Void. But he's going to be gaining a decent amount of life, and Josh is just going for the clock this way. So we are going to be seeing a swing for 5 here. We're going to be down to 14 on Martin's side and up to 24 for Josh. Okay. I actually ran Hercules for a long time, interestingly enough. Alright. Hey, JB Red Phoenix, thank you so much. We're happy to be doing it. I like streaming. That's no secret. So, we're keeping up this Inkmoth Nexus for Martin. If he's able... Ooh, and Martin has got the Wear and Tear. That is good right now. So, Josh doing pretty solid here, though we do have a Wear that will likely be taking down this Cranial Plating, is my expectation. Though we do have a Galvanic Blast available for Josh, we also do have a secondary Cranial Plating. So if Martin goes for the wrong artifact, if he takes down this Cranial Plating, and Josh is able to continue answering the actual flyers, then there's a good potential for Josh to take this over. Okay. Ooh, and what do we have from Ogbrog Glass Cannon that wins game 1? Oh, we're talking about Affinity, Doro. That was a 6 words, Affinity. But hello to everybody who is joining. It's really great. Oh, we're into the number 2 stream. Look at that. Love it. Love it. Are those copper sleeves for Josh? I don't know what you mean, but they're the Hypermet red sleeves. Though I'm pretty excited. Apparently, I have heard that a sleeve company that I think went out of, or stopped producing sleeves, but Steven is a big fan of, might be back in business. And Josh, if I'm Martin, I'm offering the trade right now. I would take the trade before using that. And he's going to wear the Vault Scourge. I would have much more happily tossed my Inkmoth Nexus in front of that, I think. Still, we're the second number 2 stream at the moment. Did I say that? Fair enough. Nasa Nuelman, I am working on it. I'm trying to push it as we keep going. Doro, I already got the hat. I got it. I got the hat. We got to like 150, and TJ gets a brand new hat. If it's family friendly, I will be wearing it on Wednesday. If it's reasonable for the stream. I'm really excited. Now, if we do get to 200, I get a Macho Man Randy Savage headband and sunglasses, which I'm pretty excited about. I don't think that we're going to get to if we haven't yet, but that's the way that it goes. Martin leaving up lots of flyers, and I think this is going to be Martin taking it too. Mixitite, thank you so much for hitting that follow button and joining us. I look forward to interacting with you in the future. I hope you are having a great time. Thank you so much for being a part of this, and let me know where you're watching from, how you found us, and what you like to play. Alright. Nice. Ooh. We got over 175. Wow, we got really close. Oh yeah, it's gonna be awesome. So, activating this Steel Overseer. I should wear a hat that's literally just a cranial plating. Or a Helm of Obedience. Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. Everybody, big ups to Teddy Swain for being just a champion and apparently on the spot giving out a sweet promo in which I get a hat for the stream. So thank you so much for being willing to provide that, Teddy Swain. And yeah, thank you. That's going to be really fun. So, Martin going for some activations, and it looks like he is going to try and get this done in the air again with some Infect. Now, Josh does have available this Blinkmoth Nexus, but activating that to block this is just the most feel-bad thing right now. Alright, so make it out of cranial platings for extra banter. Man, you are going deep into that. So, double activation of these Steel Overseers, and woof, that is good. That is quite good. So, that is going to be a hit for 5. Josh at 5 Infect again. He does have 1 flying blocker, but if Martin comes up with any answer for it, that is going to be really, really rough. So, couple of counters on there, and we are getting that fixed up now. Whew, got it. So, we have got an activation there. We are going to go up to 4 counters on this Signal Pest. Josh with a Spell Scud out, that's just not enough. I mean, he can activate this Blinkmoth Nexus as a blocker and then try and get in if Martin taps out. With double cranial plating, he can, but the fact that this Blinkmoth Nexus is currently on the field means that Josh doesn't get the opportunity to just go for the swing out and try and take that win. So, next turn, I suppose what Josh's out is, it's not going to be happening. I can tell you, I'm going to call that right now, is that Martin has this game based on Josh's hand and the board, and just the way that this seems to be playing out, it's just not looking good. Alright. Freeze the gameplay so we can get more time with TJ. We can always try and get a backup match as well. So we will be trying to get more things. And remember, I will be back for Monday and Wednesday, but then I'll be gone in GP Portland, keeping you all updated by Twitter. Having a blast down there. We did do some testing with our standard deck today, and initial results are promising, if a little bit odd. So I like it a lot. I've got a lot of practice to go, and I will say that I'm not expecting to do too incredible there because of just my lack of practice. The last, week or so has been pretty, and the clutch Galvanic Blast to just sweep the win for Martin. That's going to be a win. I'm not sure if Texas is out there, but I'm going to see if Josh can get me another match. Yeah, I know. I know you did. I know you did, Josh. I know you did. Could you possibly find another feature match for us? Thank you. I know. Oh man. So what's the plan for this weekend, Tebin? My plan is for the stream to still be happening. I think that Steven might be covering some of it. Texas might be... Basically, we're going to see what we can do and try and get coverage for it. But I will keep you all updated. There's a small chance that we may be missing a stream this coming weekend, but I think I can get it mostly covered.
Yeah, Dustin on the wall. with Red Green Tron against Michael on Affinity.
Michael Londino?
Yeah. They're going into
Okay.
game 3.
They're going into game 3. Interesting.
And Dustin has already molded 1.
Alright, let's head on down for some more Magic. So stick with me, we're heading to a game 3, Green-Red Tron going toe-to-toe with Affinity, interestingly enough, and going to a game 3, but let's see what we can get. I'll be honest with you, I forgot that we went back up to the booth, and so I just did a transition to go back to the same screen.
I'm proud of you. So just to let you know, the game that Tron won, mulled down to 5. Still got natural Tron into Karn.
Nice. Oh man, I nailed it. I nailed it. I nailed it. I nailed it. So we're looking at, a Michael running a dispatch out of the sideboard. That's something that is not commonly seen. I'm a little bit thrown off by that one, but I'll be curious to see how it works out. Otherwise, we do have a Karn. Double Karn, my goodness. So, are we just looking at going for the old Let's cast a Karn a couple of times? Ooh, my goodness. Jace player, am I running vampires? No. How many cards in Affinity have Affinity for artifacts? Not that many. How many Metalcraft? A few, but not enough. How many of them are robots? All of them must... Pfft. Nice. Nice and well, man. Mostly I call it Affinity because it has tradition behind it, but my goodness, that is a lot of Karn. So, we are going for the mulligan, possibly? I think we are going for the mulligan. And Dustin going to be dropping down King Masteron. I am actually not a big fan of the Tin Man All-Star Band as a name. Mostly it's just too wordy for me. I like simplicity in my deck names. And I don't want them to be just overly wordy. Baldwin, apparently rocking Dispatch. I gotta tell you, I kind of disagree with it, and I don't think that it's great. I think that in almost every situation you run it, Dismember will be better. And if you are going to run Dispatch, just run Path to Exile. That is my thought. The downside of Dispatch being a tap target creature on turn 1 when you're looking down potential mana dorks or a Kataki or anything like that, if I want a removal spell, I want to fire it off when I want to fire it off, and that's how I want it to be. So my personal vote would be, if that's the effect that you're looking for, run a Path to Exile. Okay, there is... Actually, Teddy Swaint, I'm not a big fan of Thoughtcast. I don't think that Thoughtcast should be an Affinity at all. But that's my opinion. I'm not a big fan of it. I'd rather just kill them than try and draw more cards to kill them, because I should just be killing them. That's at least my argument. Nonetheless, hello to everybody just joining. If you haven't yet, be sure to hit that follow button, because I appreciate you, and we appreciate you as a collective unit here at Geek Fortress. And if you want to join us in the future for more sweet streams, we do this 4 times a week. It's always a blast, and I look forward to interacting with you there. Dustin going down to 5 is rough. That is rough. Baldwin, I understand that one. And, you know, at the end of the day, you're playing the game because it's fun. And if you think that the Dispatch is a card that is going to give you more fun, then do it. So, Michael, with a pretty solid opening hand, making an interesting choice here. Going for possibly... Oh, this is a weak hand from Michael, actually. A really fast start, but actually, if I'm Michael, I would have mulliganed this hand. There's no actual... Nothing super proactive happening here. A Pyroclasm from Dustin shuts down this game plan almost entirely. And normally, with at least an opening 7 with Affinity, you really want to make sure that you have an action card in your hand, something that is a huge payoff. Yes, I do run 1 Blood Moon in the sideboard. I've bumped it up to 2 in the past, but yeah, I do run 1 in the sideboard. I really, really enjoy it. So, we do have a Sylvan Scrying available to us. We also do have a Nature's Claim as another option. Am I the card shop owner? No, I am just yet another volunteer in this stream, and kind of took it under my control, I guess. But no, I do not run this shop. I help out at it. I work occasionally here, but I do have a main day job that I have that is not Magic related. Doesn't cranial plating have metalcraft? Thought that it had metalcraft. Does not have metalcraft. Oof, man. This week was so stressful for me, I can just feel it. Man, I gotta sleep well. That's what I'm gonna try and do. That is what I'm gonna try to do. So, a decent swing coming down for Michael. Still with this Blinkmoth Nexus, it's knocking down Dustin. We are still looking at a situation, though, that there's so much that Dustin can have that will just completely annihilate this game plan. And actually, continuing to play this out, he's got time. As long as Michael doesn't draw into a cranial plating, anything like that, he can just keep jigging for Tron, and we might eventually see this Ulamog as a pretty big game changer. Otherwise, we do have a Sylvan Scrying and a Nature's Claim available right now. Okay.
MG the Judge is here to pick up a box of shadows? Do you know anything about that?
As far as, like, purchasing one?
He said Dylan was going to reach out to us to let us know that he's on his way.
Go for it, write it down. I may have got... Oh, wait, hold on. I might have... Go for it, write it down, and we'll talk to Dylan.
Okay. Just write it down.
I mean, find out what it's for.
What?
Find out what it's for. If it's reasonable, write it down, talk to Dylan.
Okay.
Okay. Though, I will say, I do run this shop, essentially. Okay. So, Dustin with the final piece needed. This is a sizable swing, however. So, going down to 9. There is a decent amount that Dustin can go for here. Lightning Bolt. Interesting. I think right now what you're trying to do is if you take down the Signal Pest, the clock is reduced massively, and you were taking 3 instead of... I mean, you're taking 3 instead of 7. So I think Dustin's main priority right now is to play down this other land that can tap for it. Then you have access to Nature's Claim and this Lightning Bolt. And I think that that is what you are trying to do on Dustin's side of the field. You need to stop the life total that you are just hemorrhaging right now. Your other option, you could play down a Tron land and activate that, but right now you've got nothing to do with it other than this this Ulamog, which you can't cast this turn. Now there is something to be said for trying to cast one, draw one next turn, and I could see a reasonable argument for going for the Tron land, not doing anything with it this turn, and then keeping up the Lightning Bolt as just an option. But instead, we're going to take down this Signal Pest. We are probably going to keep up the option of a Nature's Claim, and I love Dustin using this Lightning Bolt for it, because now this Nature's Claim exists as an option to take down a Cranial Plating, any card that would significantly have him lose this game. Dustin playing it solidly in a matchup in which we are not favored. Okay. Whew, there we go. Which Ulamog? It is the new Lamog. So let's take a look. Baldwin, have a good night. Dylan, it is good to see you. That is the case. He's currently running it because he was not willing to, so I just now jumped in. But yeah, that is true. Hi, Dylan. I made it up until the 3rd round. Alright, until the 4th round, actually. Otherwise, we have an attack in for 2, which is all that we've currently got. We do have the ability for this Nature's Claim, but I'd take the 2 right now, save it for one of the cards that you're really going to need to answer. Alright, so we do have the Nature's Claim. Theoretically, I mean, he can't cast this Ulamog next turn, so he is in a little bit of trouble. But still, next turn, taking 2, he's okay, theoretically, and I still want to make sure that I don't get anything. Next turn, we drop down the final Tron piece, potentially drawn to something like a spell. I mean, there's a lot of live top decks from this. But, I mean, Dustin is behind, but he's playing it pretty well. Personally, I'm a fan of saving it right now because whatever you end up taking out, you're going to give him 4 life, but you're going to take 1 regardless by just activating this. So if he activates this, he's going to be getting rid of the creature. That's fine, but he's still going to take 2. So I'd rather hold off and make sure that I can use this. Though it's actually going to be 3. It is going to be 3. Okay. If he can drop a Ulamog, what should he exile? On this board, probably some of the manlands if he's able to use this Nature's Claim to take out one of the other things. But yeah, that's definitely one way to go there. Okay. Let's see here. You've been watching the Pro Tour on your other monitor. Alright. Hey! That's true. That is true. Nas and Noel, man, that is a shame that LSV keeps winning, but good luck. I mean, LSV is pretty great, so. Ends up going down to 5 because the pump spell drops down, and we do have more of this Tron. We're going to activate that one. We don't have anything to do with it right now, but we are surviving next turn. So next turn, you make sure, like, you can go for the ability to take down possibly this Vault Scourge, maybe one of these manlands, and then you just try and take down some of those manlands. Ooh, and this Thoughtseize means that that is brutal. So a Nature's Claim likely going to be going for this Vault Scourge. Yep, Nature's Claim the Vault Scourge. And this is a good Thoughtseize. This is a good time to Thoughtseize. Oh my goodness. So, we're going to shuffle the library. No, okay. Actually, he's not going to go for it. So, he's going to make him choose between... So, we're going to take that. We're going to shuffle it in. Oh, no, that one doesn't shuffle in. That one doesn't shuffle in. But Dustin is now looking to top deck Glory. That is the game plan. So, we go 3, knocking down to 2. We do have the ability to go for a Nature's Claim at this point. I'd probably take down one of the lands. I'd probably take down one of the... Yeah, I guess I'd probably take down a Blinkmoth Nexus. That way if you top deck the Ulamog, you can take down the Vault Scourge and a Blinkmoth Nexus. That seems like a reasonable way to go about it for me. I don't know. Instead, we are going down to 2. This is some risky business. This is... He can cast both. He can cast both of them and kill himself to do so. Affinity is going to take this one in 3. Dustin's hand unable to interact because he has to pay a life for each one of those. He's got 2 spells, but he's at 2 life. Doesn't have any artifacts of his own to hit and try and gain some life to buy some time. Nothing going on there. Oh, yep, and a dispatch. Okay, so nothing good happening there, and we'll see if we might have another match happening as it sits. Oh, and he would have drawn the cranial plating. Nice. Very, very nice. Hey, Josh. Maybe. Thank you. Hi.
Anyone want to give me grow?
Alright, there we go. So, yes, to yellow, those are in fact Carplusian Forests. But yes, this is exactly it. Which is busier, Modern on Wednesday or Saturday? Actually, that's interesting. No, that's true. We're getting a knock.
Me versus Garrett.
Ooh, who's on which side?
I don't know yet.
This is a battle of blue-white, isn't it? I think this is a battle of blue-white.
I think Maeve's on Esper.
Oh, okay, so we've got Esper Mentor versus blue-white Pilipop. Cool. I like it. We're going to have May going up against Gary. It's going to be Esper Mentor up against blue-white Pilipala. But yes, Dustin really did need the Grove of the Burnwillows there. Heian, have a good evening. Now, which is busier, Modern on Wednesday or Saturday? Usually Saturday, but today, quite slow. But really, I think that they're about the same. They tend to both be in the mid-20s pretty consistently. Today was just a particularly uneventful day, all things considered. It threw me off a little bit, but I think possibly some people preparing for the GPT or staying home, and much like the fact that we're at 1:15 right now, basically doing things for the Pro Tour. But we will see. Thank you so much to the... I'll say Jones, we do try and be family friendly, so I probably won't say it out loud too much, but I do love the reference to horrible bosses. How do I feel about Thopter Gifts Tron? It's reasonable. I'm not really sure if I'm thrilled by it, to be honest, but it's definitely not a bad card. So, I'm actually going to hop back up to the booth. Oh, and actually, we're just going to have him moving in. So, we're going to have May over there on Esper tokens, and Esper Mentor, going up against Garrett, who is on blue-white Pilapala. Look at that. So, what game are you going to? Thank you. Alright, let's do it. But, it's probably the Pro Tour, to be honest. So, to yellow, I'm not thrilled by it. If I'm going to play Tron, it's probably going to be Esper, or Eldrazi Tron, or Green Red Tron. Purple Zombie the Otaku, it's good to see you. Thank you so much for joining. If it is your first time, any questions, any comments, any feedback, anything is always relevant. I appreciate you coming in and hanging out with us. But I hope that you do enjoy the stream, and you know, always feel to join us. We do standard every Monday at 6:30 Pacific time. Every Wednesday and Saturday we have Modern, 7 o'clock on Wednesdays, 6 o'clock on Saturdays, and every Friday we have Legacy at 7:30. We are streaming out of a shop called Geek Fortress in Snohomish, Washington. My name is TJ. Whew! Goodness. Alright. Hey, thank you so much for hitting that follow button. It's good to have you. Alright, so, Nabarro. Oh, I like Modern. I think that it's fairly accessible. Certainly there are some things that are not great, but that is unfortunate. Alright, you were thinking of building Bushwhacker Zoo due to loving Zoo, but not wanting to buy Ghost. Bushwhacker Zoo is awesome. Great deck. I love it. The fact that it gets to run Vexing Devil and not be like ridiculous for doing so is particularly cool. I like it. That one and the Death Shadow Aggro are both ones that I would consider looking at if you're looking for a Zoo style. I'm getting a knock on the door.
Are you down there?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Alright, so we are looking at Flooded Strands all around. Looks like Garrett going to be going for a tapped Hollowed Fountain. Otherwise, May likely going to be doing something similar just because of the lack of a need to remove any creatures right now. Okay. Trying to get back into Magic? Excellent. Any questions, always feel free to toss them in. So Garrett, with this blue-white mana base, now we do have a Laboratory Maniac in hand currently. Otherwise, let's go ahead and take a look at what we'll be using as combo pieces. Oh, did I miss it at, man. How does it go? What's it called here? That card is definitely unusual. Alright. I'm gonna find it. Oh, it's Peely. Sorry. Pilipala. But the first part of this combo on Garrett's side is going to be the Pilipala. 2 mana, 1/1 with flying. That it can untap to add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool for 2 mana. Okay, wondering a good deck for standard that just says nope. Blue-White Spirits is a reasonable one. Alright. Otherwise, we do have the Grand Architect as the other one. Now, Mr. Han Solo 831, thank you so much for hitting that follow button. It's awesome having you. I look forward to interacting with you more in the future. Oh, that's not the one that we want. There we go. Grand Architect. Other blue creatures you control get +1/+1, not relevant, but tap an untapped blue creature you control. Add 2 to your mana pool. Spend this mana only to cast artifact spells or activate abilities of artifacts. Well, that's certainly pretty good. Alright. Oh, there we go. So, we can untap Pilipala to add 1 mana of any color to our mana pool. I like that ability. It's pretty fun. Garrett, with Laboratory Maniac in hand, seems to have lots of just Double Path to Exile. Seems to have a Sphinx's Revelation as well, from what I can tell. But, so what you end up doing is making the Pilipala blue until the end of turn. I fuse. Hey, I hope you're one of those meld cards, but thank you so much for joining us and hitting that follow button. It means the world to me, very legitimately. Hello to the 125 that are joining. So you make it blue, and you tap it to add 2 to your mana pool to spend that to activate abilities. Well, then you untap it to add 1 mana. You get infinite mana just by continually tapping it for mana, untapping it to add 1 mana. Is the Esper deck all foiled? It is not. So, we are going to use that Lingering Souls, get a couple of Spirit tokens, May sitting with 3 mana, otherwise on the battlefield. But no, it is not all foiled right now. Have I seen Green-Black Crush? Improvise. Yes. Unless you mean a modern deck. Then no. Though, yeah, I think you might be meaning Green-Blue Crush is my assumption. But I have seen the Green-Blue Crush. Texas, thank you so much for getting some hype in there. I assume that is that Texas? I actually don't know. Or is that a different one? Otherwise, we're going to be drawing a card for Garrett here. Okay. Whew, we are getting through this. We are moving through it, having a blast. Okay. So, no brakes on this hype train. Can confirm there are none. Oh, okay. Cool. Cool. I don't believe that May is running Esper Charm. The problem with Esper Charm is that it doesn't work super well with Mentor by being 3 mana. Is this the finals? No. We had Affinity v Affinity for the finals, and Affinity won in the hands of Martin. Then we had a second matchup of Tron happening. Yeah, you're right, actually. Interesting. I'll assume that it is you. But I think you are correct. And then now we are moving to another one of the matchups. We just keep getting backup matches. So, a fetch from Garrett. And I imagine that we might be going for, another Hallowed Fountain coming in. Okay. So, otherwise, Garrett heading into his turn. We don't have the Grand Architect yet. Oh, actually, I think we may have just drawn it. Oh, no, we do have the Grand Architect, but do we have the Pilipala? I don't think that we have the Pilipala currently. Yeah, you did miss Tron. I'm sorry, but we always feel free to hit that follow button and join us in the future if you haven't already. We do stream all kinds of stuff. Also, we're just over around 160. If we get to 200 today, then Teddy Swint is going to buy me a Macho Man headband with the sunglasses, which I can wear on stream sometime. It's going to be pretty awesome. But instead, we are going to see, looks like, a Snapcaster into that draw spell, which I can't remember the name of right now. But it's just going to get disfigured at the end step for May. No Mentor yet, but acting as a pretty solid control deck against this combo deck. Depending on what May's counter suite is, it might be decent, but actually Garrett's entire combo being mostly creature based does mean that he has a lot of options May has a lot of options as far as removing those combo. Whisper of the Muse, thank you so much, Jones. Improvise, thank you so much for hitting that follow button. Remember, we do stream 4 times a week, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. It's worth joining us. So Whisper of the Muse, the 1 mana, draw a card with buyback for 5. Not often that you get to see that one. Barner Weeb, good to see ya. Looks like we do have a negate happening on May's side of the battlefield. Taking down this Aether Vial, not going to be resolving for Garrett. I hope you're all excited about the fact that I'm getting a brand new hat, because I'm really excited about it. So, we're just going to go for another swing, knock down to 12, and these spirit tokens are just doing the job. Affinity, I'm not sure what you mean, but hey, covered him. Thank you so much for hitting that follow button. I appreciate you. Do we have Affinity? Yes, we actually had plenty of Affinity today, but I tend to play Affinity in Burn. Kaleodor, thank you so much for hitting that follow button. I hope I pronounced that correctly. It's phenomenal having you. Blazing Gunner, it's great to see you again. And Heiser Flipped, thank you so much for joining that, as opposed to Heiser Transformed. But thank you so much for hitting that follow button. To everybody who is just joining us, thank you so much for the support. It's phenomenal. I look forward to interacting with you in the future. Always feel free to toss your thoughts, comments, questions, feedback. Always welcome in the chat. As a quick note to all, we do try and keep it family friendly, however. I'd probably mess that one up, but thank you so much. It's great having ya. Tez Mizza, it's good to see you again. Okay. Z Chachable, welcome. It's good to have you. Right now, we've got Modern happening. May with Esper Mentor going up against a Lord Cam. Thank you so much for hitting that follow button. It's awesome having ya. Up against Garrett on a blue-white Pilipala combo deck using Pilipala and Grand Architect. My goodness. Punch you in the eye. Have a good evening. But it looks like, yeah, we are at a point to where it would take maybe another 30 or so. Ray Zandu, thank you so much for hitting that follow button and joining us. It's phenomenal to have you. What does he do with infinite mana? Usually a Blue Sun Zenith is the normal one. that I generally see out of the deck. So you can either make a ton of tokens with something like a Secure the Wastes. AK Cracker, thanks so much for hitting that follow button. You can either have a massive Secure the Wastes, or you can go for something like a Blue Sun Zenith, either making yourself draw using a Laboratory Maniac, or having your opponent draw to go for functionally a mill kill. Okay, this is exciting. Thanks everybody for joining. I hope you are enjoying it. If this is your first time joining us ever, toss it into the chat. I'd love to see and welcome you by name. So a swing for 2 with this the Snapcaster Mage just going in at May, knocking down to 16. Otherwise, May probably just looking at continuing to protect these spirit tokens. You are so fine right now as far as what your game plan is. GMB Cobra, thank you so much for hitting that follow button. It's awesome having you, and I look forward to interacting with you more in the future. Albino Bear, I think I'm doing okay, but I definitely just jumped in for the 4th round, and a big secure, going for 3 mana, but a Snapcaster negate is what I'm expecting here from May, continuing to really protect the game plan. May is doing a great job of being patient right now. So as May continually is just doing a solid job of protecting this, a win is on board. Garrett is in this weird position of having to struggle, but with these 2 Logic Knots, not great when you're just dying to what's on the field. Rogue Sniper, it is good to see ya. Thank you so much for joining us with that robot and the double wink, which I gotta tell you looks a lot like this in real life. So, I'm an odd dude sometime. That's the way that it goes. Old Rust, Y2K, you're new to the channel, but you started playing Magic earlier this year. Naga Siren 1, thank you so much for hitting the follow button, but thank you for joining Old Rusty 2K. If you ever have questions, comments, feedback, anything like that, always feel free to toss it into the chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate you joining us. P&G, thank you so much for hitting that follow button. It's great having you, and I look forward to interacting with you in the future. All of you are fantastic. I can't wait. I'm really excited by this, how many people. I almost always have a co-host, actually, but today we're working with pretty slim resources, and we're making it work. Catch Love, it's good to see ya. Man, we are getting through this. Thank you so much to all the people hitting follow. It means the world to me. I can't actually tell you enough how much it means to me, the constant support. Ketchups, thank you so much for hitting that follow button. It's awesome having you. Oh, man. No, am I a criminal? Pfft. I mean, people have said that they've been hit by and struck by a smooth criminal. But the only criminal is that I steal games. Boom. Oh, it would be so clutch if we get to 200 before the end of this match. It would be shifting gears level of clutch. So, that wasn't very good. That wasn't clever at all. My bad. Otherwise, a continuing swinging for 2, and it's looking like we might see May take the win. Ooh, how long does the follow train have? Oh, this is absolutely a chain lightning. This is 100% chain. Thank you, everybody. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. We do stream 4 times a week. I'm streaming out of Geek Fortress in Snohomish, Washington. My name's TJ, but every Monday at 6:30 Pacific time, I stream Standard. Every Wednesday and Saturday we stream Modern. Wednesdays at 7 and Saturdays at 6. And every Friday we stream Legacy at 7:30. 4 times a week plus special events. We've got Popper coming up on the 21st. We do GPTs and PPTQs sometimes. I get nothing for that joke? That's really fair. That's super reasonable. I don't deserve it anymore. So, not quite in turns, but getting close. But these spirits may end before because they've likely got an extension. Oh my... MUX, that is unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear that. Alright. It is time to fetch for Garrett going down to 3. It's not going to change the math of this clock. But what's with this new transformation thing? Purple Zombie. I think you mean about the back of the cards. There are some cards, and they're only in basically this block and one previous one, where they have a card on the back. There are some prerequisites to kind of transform it into that back card. They tend to be pretty popular, but they don't show up very often. I mean, it showed up once before, and 7 years later we've gotten it again. So it will not be super common. Otherwise, May still looking at a great 2-turn clock right now. That could easily become increased. I'm a little bit surprised to see, I mean, like this Snapcaster Mage, I think May has a Snapcaster Mage in hand that could have come down to just apply the pressure to be a win this turn, but may just be going for the Snapcaster to be in insurance on something like, I see a Disfigure, possibly a Counterspell, anything like that. Okay. So, we are looking at this hand, which has a Murderous Cut, a Spell Snare, 2 Snapcasters, and it looks like we are going to be picking up the cards. May taking the win there. We're going to head back up to the booth. We're going to see if there's any more. It's pretty doubtful, which means that I'm just going to be talking for a little bit. So, I'm going to join you in the booth. Stick around because I'm just going to give you some quick information as far as the stream goes for all the people just joining us, and then I will be hosting you over to someone else. But I will see you all up in the booth. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. My name's TJ. We're streaming out of Geek Fortress in Snohomish, Washington. We do this 4 times a week. Remember, I will be at GP Portland next week with plenty of the Fortnites. Now, we will likely have backup streams. Albino Bear, I see you in the chat. Can you confirm that you can cover any of the streams? As a quick question for Friday, Saturday, or Monday. Sleeper, I look forward to you coming by sometime. It's going to be a fantastic time. I rhyme time with time. I'm like Little John now. Little John. But join us every single Monday for Standard, every Wednesday and Saturday for Modern, and every single Friday for Legacy. You can follow that button, get notifications when it's happening. It's always a good time. I'm almost always here. We usually have a variety of co-hosts here with me. It's an excellent time, and I'm having a blast doing this. We're working on getting a Twitch partnership as we go forward. Also, in the future, look to see potentially more streams with Mr. Todd Stevens, which I got to do last Thursday. That was a lot of fun. So we're gonna work on doing that more on potentially some Sundays going forward. But Teddy Swain, having a good night. Hey, definitely have a good one. You be here for Modern. It's always a good time. The next stream that we're doing is going to be Monday at 6:30 for some Standard. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a blast. And I'll tell you what, it's going to be better than that top 8 that's happening right now, because you will have myself and another person. Plenty of action, plenty of talking, plenty of going on tangents, plenty of hyping up, because I am all about enthusiasm, positivity, and hyping, which is something that I don't normally say but usually comes across pretty quickly. Assuming you win game day fast enough, of course. Nice. So, thank you very much for that one. Otherwise, it's going to be a pretty solid time, and we're gonna definitely do our best to make sure that stream is covered. I will keep you all informed by Twitter, so if you do want to follow on Twitter, I'll let you know when we're streaming, how we're streaming, and all kinds of other fun stuff, and it's a great way to get in touch with me. Oh, that's interesting, but nonetheless, yes, be sure to follow on there as well. I'll let you know when we're streaming, and I can give you updates as to whether or not the stream will be rocking and rolling this weekend. Until then, I would assume that it is. Overall, I'm excited about the future. I'm going to call it for tonight, though, because this week has been absolutely insane for me, and I'm excited about the potential to sleep. I know I normally stick around, so if I see any questions pop up before just the very end, I will definitely take the time to answer them. But otherwise, we're going to be hosting over to... By the look of it, let's see who there is that we may know. Doesn't look like anyone that we directly know, but let's see if we can find something that isn't Standard. How about that, everybody? That seemed pretty reasonable. Alright, so... looks to be a lot of that as well. Either way, hey, no, I'm going to be solid. I'm going to be excellent. Maybe we'll just put you through, but if anybody does have any requests for hosting, otherwise, maybe we'll just do the person... Looks like there's someone doing some drafting right behind us. I mean, we could just host Magic. Do we want to try and make an impact, a dent in that one with 146 people? Again, thank you so much for being a part of this as we continue going. But let me know what your thoughts are. Otherwise, we'll continue to be doing the cool. Oh, it's been a week. It's been a week, but I'm gonna be excited. I'm gonna be thrilled for Monday. I'm so glad to be back. Man, I can't wait for the future, and I can't wait. Be sure to join us on Oh, okay. Look at that. Looks like the Boix is going to be who we're hosting out. Got the albino bear seal of approval. So that is who we're going to be hoisting you over to. If nobody has any questions, I'm going to be calling it a night. Thank you again to everybody for joining. I know that there is a giant stream right now, and I know that we're always up against some pretty stiff competition, and that we are a relatively small stream in the grand scheme of things. But the fact that all of you have continued to support us and help, I guess, motivate and like make us really desire to put out a good product and keep pushing ourselves is just huge. So thank you so much for your continued support. I look forward to seeing you more in the future, and I can't wait to see where we go. But from Geek Fortress in Snohomish, Washington, man, I even look tired. But whether it's good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, I hope it's a great one. And until we see you next time, I guess we'll see you there. That worked out. When you said blue-white spirits, what did I have in mind? There's a blue-white spirits deck that runs Spell Queller, and then it does a lot. In standard, it's a blue-white one that runs a lot of the current existing spirits. I'm not sure what you mean by true. Oh, good reference! Good reference! Nice. But have a good night. Always, Purple Zombie, the Otaku. If you want to whisper Red Baron MTG, exactly same name. That's me. Whisper it on Twitch, or send a message to me on Twitter. I'd be more than happy to give whatever assistance that I can. Always feel free to get in touch with me, give feedback, give comments, give questions. I'll see you all there next time. Let's host over to the Boix. Check it out, have a good time, and give them the old Fortnite hype.